Test. 1, 2. Test. Test. That's enough. Wait. Hello? Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So just whenever we go off, we have to move this all the way down. Because that I'm not going to turn that off every time we go to break.
Yeah.
Oh, we also probably should do that. Can you check and make sure the graphics show up? It'll probably take a little bit to delay.
Yeah, the brake is on there. We're chilling. I don't want the stream up though.
No, you can turn it off. We're fine. I'm gonna go over and ask them if they have a McPherson lineup. 1, 2. How are we doing today, baby?
Arnav is one cute.
Got to go
man.
down here a little bit because if you can see where we're at here,
Arnav
we
is
wanna
one
be-
cute man.
I'm going to move this down a little bit more here. Hey, and oh, what a play that is in center field by Danny Spongberg. And oh, what a play that is in center field by Danny Spongberg. There we go.
Arnav is one cute man. Love that man. You know,
Thanks, appreciate it.
we're here. You know, Wichita, Kansas.
We are in Wichita, Kansas.
First time ever in Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, no, I've never been in Wichita, Kansas before, I will have to say. Wichita, Kansas seems like
hot
a great
here.
town.
It's
very
hot.
hot, very hot.
I mean,
Well, we can talk about the weather today.
we could basically compare this to the Sahara Desert. I mean, it is steaming out here. Got up to 106. Folks, we are not in California. We are not in Arizona. We are in Wichita, Kansas. Dorothy, are we in Kansas anymore? Bring up.
Hello and welcome into a Corn Belt League radio broadcast in the booth tonight. My name is Arnav Pokhrel. Joining me today, Ethan McCormick here from Wichita, Kansas. We're covering the 2022 Summer Ball Showdown here. It's a collegiate baseball tournament comprising 20 teams from around the nation. Really, we got a few teams from Palm Springs, Colorado. Ethan, how excited are you to be here?
I'm pumped. It was waiting 5 hours on the bus ride. I was getting anxious. I wanted to get off that bus, start calling these games, watch the competition. I'm pumped to be here. I know you're pumped to be here. It's gonna be some great baseball. Let's get into it.
Yeah, super excited to be here. And yeah, you mentioned we left this morning from the facility here there in Omaha at about 9 a.m. You know, Took one stop at a Love's. Great stop, by the way. Nice, very clean bathrooms, gotta say. Loved that bathroom stop there, and then made our way down here to Wichita. Now we're here. Very excited to cover the Corn Belt League for at least 3 games, assuming they win more. We'll see games on Saturday and Sunday as well.
For sure, yeah. I mean, if we play tonight at 9, it's going to be a late one tonight. We turn around, we play again tomorrow at 4 against the Midwest Move. So, yeah, this is a good chance for the CBL guys to showcase what Nebraska has to offer, what they have to offer against these guys who largely are from the KBL. So we'll see what these CBL guys can do here.
Yeah, and let's talk about this CBL All-Star team that we got going on here. A couple of really good guys, standout guys from this Corn Belt League season. Starting off, our starting catcher for today for the CBL, we've got Nick Carlson. Played at Northeast Community College, a Nebraska guy. He went to Kearney High School. He played on the Royal Blue Dogs there in Omaha. Royal Blue Dogs ended up as the 6th seed. They lost in the first round on an absolute barn burner of a pitcher's game. The final score of that game was 1-0.
Yeah, what a barn burner. On the mound tonight, we have number 11, Aaron Madden. He goes to Mount Marty, went to Papillion La Vista South High School, played for the Black Sox, who had a very good showing this season. Yeah, he was a dominant pitcher this year, one of the top in the Corn Belt League, so we'll see what he has to do tonight.
Yeah, number 13, Peyton Blinn follows it up, another Black Sox player there. Shortstop from Indiana University, Purdue University, Columbus, another really solid fielder and a good defensive presence there. We don't see him on the starting lineup tonight, but we're going to assume he's going to be in there at some point this season.
Next up, we have number 14, Anthony Pohl. He's a catcher. He's from Jackson College, and he played for the Filth Ballers, who won the CBL championship this year, coached by the coach that brought us down here, Johnston Hobbs. So it'll be interesting, kind of like with Blinn there, just bring him in, kind of see what he can do.
Yeah, and you'll remember Anthony Pohl in that absolute amazing game in that Bombers Filth Ballers semifinal. Anthony Pohl, game-winning single there in the bottom of the 11th. Oh, game of the year, game of the lifetime for the CBL. Really, I mean, no game compares. The longest game in CBL history, highest scoring game in CBL history. That game that's a memory that I'm never going to forget.
Dude, I remember watching that stream and just thinking, man, when is this going to end? But I didn't want it to end. It was one of those games where it's like, if you're a baseball fan, that's just one that you had to tune in for and experience. And I bet the players loved playing that game. It was just one of those types of games.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, both of us were Bombers reporters, but I was there at the end of the game and able to talk to some of the guys from that Bombers team that did end up falling in that game, and they just said they were glad to be a part of it, and they loved their time in Omaha, and they were just that game really encapsulate what baseball is all about here. Next up, we've got Brendan Anderson. He'll play right field today. He's from Missouri Western State, and a lot of people know him as the best hitter in the Corn Belt League. No one really compares when it comes to consistency. He also played for the Filth Ballers. We're going to see 10 players from the Filth Ballers today, just really showing why they've been one of the top dogs in the CBL for the past few years.
Yeah, big hitter, big personality. If you checked our Corn Belt E-League YouTube, you saw that we posted a little mic'd up session with him, and he's got that like exciting personality that you want on your team. He's one of those guys that keeps it fun, keeps it lighthearted, keeps all the guys loose, keeps all the guys relaxed. So, yeah, Brendan Anderson's definitely a fun player to watch.
Yeah, just super genuine guy. He loves to look out for people. He was talking to us before, making sure we got set up all nice.
Yeah.
As this is our first broadcast here in Wichita, we'll have another one tomorrow, like Ethan mentioned. We're still in a little bit of a delay here, waiting for the next game to begin, but we got a game finishing up now. It's in the bottom of the 8th. The score is 9-6. But we'll still keep talking you through this Corn Belt League lineup here. You just saw Brendan Anderson. Ethan, what do you know about the Haymakers number 1 on this team?
Aiden Erbaum, he deals. He's got some electric stuff. He's got really good control. He showcased it throughout the season. Low ERA, high strikeout rate, kind of low strikeout to walk rate as well. So he definitely is a pitcher that if you need 3 quick outs, he can come in, get those 3 quick outs. He's got good control. He's one of those guys that, he can come in and shut down pretty much any lineup.
Next up, we got number 17 on the team, Adam Eggert, pitcher. I'm not going to expect it because of the way that he has been used in the past week by the Bombers, but mainly a pitcher from the Bombers, and a lot of people say he's the best one in the Corn Belt League, the best one that the Corn Belt League has to offer. Ended off the year, I believe, other than one game where he gave up 6 or 7 runs, ended the season ignoring that game with a 1.82 ERA. Just really was one of the top dogs. He has that hanging curveball that he loves, but we're not expecting to see him until Friday, and then maybe again on Sunday, because the Bombers pitched 92 pitches with him in their first round matchup against the Rail Riders, and then the next day played him again.
Right. Yeah, like you said, he's going to be one of those guys where they're going to kind of have to save his arm because, they worked him in that semifinal game. They really used his arm. What they needed his arm, though. I mean, he's one of those guys, like you said, one of the top pitchers in the league. Very consistent outings day in and day out, besides that one outing, but you can't really define a pitcher based off of one outing. But, he's probably one of the most complete players in the Corn Belt.
Yeah, another pitcher here for the Filth Ballers, Ethan.
Yeah, Corey Palmer from Southeast Community College. Millard North Mustang, Arnav's alumni right there. Yeah, he played for the CBL champion Filth Ballers.
Yeah, another good bullpen arm brought into the CBL team. And then next up, we've got one of my favorite players to talk to, a really quiet guy in the clubhouse, but he'll kill you on the field. That's Danny Spongberg. He'll be playing center field today, another Southeast Community College player. Went to Creighton Prep as well there in Omaha. And, I mean, the biggest thing for him is the speed. 30 stolen bags on the year, leading the Corn Belt League, and I believe very close to the record. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but he's up there in CBL history. 30 bags in one summer season with only about 30 games for him. That's an insane amount.
He's one of those guys where if you're watching on first base and you blink and he's on second, he's one of those types of players. It's like you never know when he's going to go, but when he goes, he's got this speed, and he's a difference maker in this Corn Belt lineup. He's batting leadoff for us today. They're probably going to use him in small ball situations, working him from first to second, so it'll be exciting to see how Hobbs can get him worked into this lineup.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for Hobbs was that he's so glad that Danny's not running against him and that Danny's running with him because he knows Danny can kill. He'll hit a single, and then immediately he's on third base.
He's a catcher's worst nightmare.
Yeah, and especially, we'll talk about the team that we're playing against today, but yeah, Danny Spongberg, an amazing player to have on this team, and just really has that edge in his speed.
Next up, we got number 20, Noah Wing from Nebraska Wesleyan. He's a West Side Warriors grad. Shout out to Jane Taylor, the great Jane Taylor, who pitched for West Side. Shout out to Jane. But he also played for the Filth Ballers. So another Filth Ballers guy who's coming in, showcasing his stuff.
Yeah, just bullpen guy. You'll see him close out most games. Wing's got that put-away speed on that fastball. Tops out at around 92, I believe. So we'll see Wing in those late-game situations. Moving on, another Bombers player. I'm getting all the Bombers players here, Ethan. Sorry about that. We got Zane Layden, pitcher from Bellevue University, went to Norris High School. The biggest thing for him was being able to play with his college coach. Austin Alexander was the coach of the Bombers, was an assistant coach for Bellevue, where Zane Layden played. So Zane really enjoyed his summer, had a strong summer, and was one of our pitchers of the week early on in the season, and just was consistent after that.
Yeah, next up we got number 22, Cade Owens, pitcher, outfielder. He's pretty utility. They can use him wherever. He went to Southeast Community College. He played alongside Corey Palmer and Danny Spongberg, so that team chemistry's there. He is a Millard West alum. He's a Wildcat alum. Shout out to John Willis. I know he's watching tonight. Hello, John. He's a Crop Dusters who's got the best logo in the league, if I might add. Crop Dusters have probably the best logo I've ever seen amongst collegiate baseball leagues, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why their hats sold out within the first 3 weeks of the season. Yeah. I mean, the branding that the Dusters do is absolutely incredible. Moving on, we got PJ Laux, second baseman, outfielder. You can see him pitch as well. Really good utility guy. Went to Hutchinson Community College. Graduated from Creighton Prep. He played on the Rail Riders. One of the few Rail Riders players we have. I believe there's one more, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, he is the only one. Now that I look back on it, we've got a player from the Red Raiders as well, who we'll talk about later. But for Laux, I mean, it's just consistency from the bullpen, consistency in the outfield, and utility, which I know Hobbs loves.
Yeah, utility is really important in these types of games because if, for example, a player gets hurt, you may need him to fill a spot, and it provides Hobbs with a lot of different options, and options is key. You need options when playing in a big tournament like this with a lot on the line. You need guys that can be, movable. So.
Yeah, moving on, Caleb Copeland, another outfielder from Bethany College. He also played for the Dusters, and once again, another one of those fast guys. They used him as sort of a second leadoff man. In the Corn Belt League, you have 10 hitters. You have a designated hitter, the extra hitter as well, so you got 10 men rotating through that lineup. He would hit most likely in the 10 or 9 spot, but he'd get on base, and then he'd use his speed as well. He's no Danny Spongberg on the bases, but he can definitely kill you with some speed.
That can be a dangerous 1-2 punch between Spongberg right there and Copeland. If Hobbs can work those two in the lineup together, that could be a pretty dangerous top half of the lineup. Next up, we got number 27, Eli McDonald. He's a third baseman, primarily a defensive third baseman, but he went to Bethel University, Mishawaka. And
I believe that's right, yeah.
Yeah, but he went to he played for the Royal Blue Dogs.
Yeah, and following it up, another Royal Blue Dogs player, Braden Bach. Saw him pitch a bullpen yesterday, and he's got some really consistent stuff there. Pitcher can play on the third base as well. Went to Northern Oklahoma Eden, but graduated from Elkhorn High School, so another local product out of Omaha. Another player for the Royal Blue Dogs, just like we saw with McDonald. So a little bit of familiarity there between the players. And the biggest thing here, throughout this whole tournament, a lot of these teams have been playing together all year.
Right.
These are the same teams that played together that are coming into this tournament together. With the All-Stars, you're getting players from every team. You got 10 from the Filth Ballers, but then you got Bombers, Royal Blue Dogs, Black Sox, all over the place here. So that's been the big focus, is just gathering team chemistry that other teams already had these past 2 days of practice for Hobbs.
For sure, but sitting in on the bus, listening to those guys talk, I don't think team chemistry is going to be a problem. They all get along pretty well. They were all joking around on the bus, having a fun time in the hotel, eating dinner and whatnot. So I think team chemistry is. I think they've got the team chemistry thing pretty much locked down.
Yeah, moving on, we got Spencer Crane. Most people know him for his power, designated hitter, outfielder from Baldwin Wallace, another player for the Black Sox. We saw him hit a home run in the first Corn Belt League game that we broadcasted, and that was, well, what a moment that was. I mean, we didn't see another one there for another 3 or 4 weeks, so it was crazy to see Crane hit one out in the first week, especially in such a tough park like J.J. Isaacson Field, where, I mean, you're hitting 410 dead center, and he sent that one over the scoreboard. So really just got a lot of power there in Spencer Crane.
Next up, we got C.J. Fleeman, went to Missouri Southern State University. He's a pitcher. He's one of those guys that works control on the mound. He's got a pretty steady fastball, can work in a slider with a lot of horizontal movement, so that's his go-to pitch. But he's a Columbus discoverer down south, plays a little Class A baseball in Columbus, and he also played for the Filth Ballers.
Yeah, lefty on the mound. That's something that Fleeman brings to this team that not really much others do. You got Fleeman and Eggert as the 2 lefties, but other than that, most of these pitchers are going to be throwing righty. Another player for the Filth Ballers. We saw him pitch in the championship game, actually, and ended up, I believe, getting the win in that one. It was a really close one, 5-4, the final score. Haymakers had bases loaded with a chance to get a run in, and just an unfortunate pop fly to left, and that was the game. Sorry, I should say right field, and that was the game, and that was the championship for the Filth Ballers.
Next up, we got Derek
Siegner. I believe it is Siegner. It's spelled a little weird here on a team sheet, but we will definitely get around to fixing that.
He's one of the men behind the plate. He's at the 2 spot catching. He's from Norfolk State, and he's also a Filth Baller.
Yeah, and keeping up with the Filth Ballers, you got 2 more, and Isaac Bonner and Jackson Horn, both defensive menaces on the field. Bonner went to Central High School, and Horn went to Papio South. A couple of local products, once again, coming in from Nebraska, playing for a championship team in the Filth Ballers, and now making their way down to the All-Star team.
Next up, we got our boy, a Bombers player, James Grease, outfielder. One of those really, really, really good defensive outfielders. He's not afraid to flash the glove. He can work left field. His primary position is left field, but he can work center, right field. He's one of those utility outfielders. He's got a pretty decent bat, hits .4 average, not known for a big power guy, but he's one of those defending guys out there in the outfield, and he went to Doane, so he's another Nebraska product. Yeah, he's one of our Bombers guys.
Yeah, and one of our Bombers guys. And you look at him, he's stocky, and he looks like he brings power, but he's a very, very baseball IQ guy. He knows when to hit. He knows his situational hitting. He's good with the signs, and he's got a lot of speed. He doesn't look like a guy with a lot of speed, but he can move. Yeah. And he's no Danny Spongberg. Again, we're going to compare a lot of guys to Danny Spongberg because of the killer instinct that Spongberg has with the speed and the intelligence on the base pads. But Grace can move, and he can get you a few stolen bases.
Next up, we got Theo Hughes and Trace. 2 Filth Baller guys. Again, these, like you said earlier, the Filth Ballers guys takes up a majority of this lineup, but yeah, you sprinkle in a couple of the other guys. Theo is from Nebraska Wesleyan, went to Seward High School, another local product. And Trace went to Doane as a Bellevue West Thunderbird product. And they, like I said, they're both Filth Ballers. Theo is a pitcher, another one of those command guys. He can rear back on a fastball, and he can hit 90, and he's got a very good put-away curveball. So we'll see. A lot of these guys have a really good fastball with a really good put-away curveball, so it'll be interesting to see how Hobbs uses Theo in maybe a late-game situation, and then Trace is a hit for contact. He can bring in some runs, though. He's got over 20 RBIs, so it'll be interesting to see where they put him in the lineup.
Yeah, you mentioned team chemistry earlier today. The guys love to pick on Trace for no reason. Yeah. It just turns out that he's their scapegoat for a lot of things, and going into the last 2 days of practice, I got to mic up, first off, Brendan Anderson, and then I got to mic up Coach Haas, and both of them, there's a little something in there of them picking on Trace. We saw Brendan Anderson responding after Trace ended up getting his glove for him that Brendan Anderson left on the field after the championship game. He kind of just threw it there in celebration and forgot about it. And Trace brought it back to him, and then we saw yesterday's video of Coach Hobbs. You see him reacting to a pitch that Trace swung at during BP that was just about eye level and probably something that you should not be swinging.
Right.
And Hobbs says some choice words to him in Hungarian that we cannot say live. And so if you are wanting to watch that video, that's on our Corn Belt League YouTube. You can check out. Sorry, not the Corn Belt League YouTube. It's on our Corn Belt League Instagram right now. The YouTube video will drop later. So yeah, Trace, guys love to pick on him, but we know they all love him deep down.
It's a common thing with the guys that Trace is always late. From what I've seen, he's always like one of the last ones on the bus, last ones in to eat and stuff like that. So, and I think in the video they talked about how he was one of the last ones to practice. I think it's in the Hobbs video that'll be coming out later, how he's always the last ones to practice. So yeah, they pick on Trace a lot, and it's just kind of funny to hear those guys kind of not to pick on Trace, but just to kind of give him a hard time.
Yeah, no, and Trace knows it,
Yeah.
and he kind of embraces it.
It's that team chemistry.
It's his character, and so love to see Trace. We'll see him play hopefully tomorrow. He's that first baseman, pretty good, pretty solid fielder, but he hits for contact. That's what he does. Moving on, number 39, Ty Beasley, from Minnesota Morris. He played for the Red Raiders. You can see him play third base. He played primarily shortstop for the Red Raiders, so we'll see him on that left side of the infield. Once again, a very flashy defender, knows what he's doing, very high baseball IQ, probably the best player on that Red Raiders team. So really just another really solid guy to bring onto this team.
Next up, we got number 40, Hunter Babe, first baseman, another defensive first baseman who can also hit for power, so it'll be interesting to see that. He went to Wayne State College, Wayne State Wildcat. Hunter Babe, 21 hits, 15 RBIs, 10 walks, 7 strikeouts with a 375 average. So he's definitely hitting for contact, but he also brought in some runs. Like I said earlier, he's a Wayne State Wildcat product, went to Platteview High School, and he rounds out one of our many, many filth baller guys.
Yeah, and just to add on one more, Mitchell Pomeroy, number 50, last addition here onto this CBL All-Star team. First base, can play a little bit outfield, but, he loves that first base spot. That's where we'll see him play today. University of Wisconsin Platteville, played for the Filth Ballers. Didn't get as much game time, really came in a little bit later in the season, but, the numbers speak for themselves. 9 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 450. That's crazy.
That's his consistency right there at the plate. That's a dude who can hit for average. He hits well above the Mendoza line. And, yeah, he's a pretty electric hitter.
Yeah, Mitchell Pomeroy is going to be one to watch out for today. He's batting in the 5 spot right behind Anderson. There's power there for the Corn Belt League team today. We've been talking for a little bit of time here. We started this pregame show, so it's been almost about 20 minutes. Didn't think we were going to go this long. We'll head to a quick break here, and then we'll be back. Talk a little bit about the McPherson Pipeliners, talk a little bit more about this Corn Belt League team and the Corn Belt League season. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back right after the break. We are back here from the break. A quick one there because we got a few things to talk about with the Corn Belt League. It's been an amazing season. Ethan, tell me what you know about the Corn Belt League.
Right. So this is comprised of about 92 different guys from 92 different colleges, universities were represented this year amongst 192 players. They play about a 25 to 28 game schedule. Not too bad. Not too long. But in the Nebraska heat, it can get kind of long.
Yeah, and it's been kind of crazy. We saw a few games early in June get hailed out, and so especially on those Tuesday nights. Tuesday night baseball was a thing all throughout the summer for the Corn Belt League Network. You guys can go back and watch all of our broadcasts from those games, but you'll see a few of them got rained out. One of them got hailed out in early June, and that was the craziest experience of my life.
That was one of the craziest weather experiences I've ever seen. KC Siwa, or one of the tournament directors and one of the guys for us, he kind of saw it coming in and everything, and we started to prepare to bring it in. The next thing we know, it was just insane. The heavens opened up. And then once it was done, we went outside and it was foggy because all the hail was, kind of like evaporating into the sky. It made for a really cool scene, but also kind of spooky. One of the most wild weather experiences I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
no one really expects hail in June, so that was
Right.
that was just crazy. And then obviously the heat just made it evaporate, and then the field looked like it was straight out of a scene from Call of Duty. Like you're in the middle of a zombie game at J.J. Isaacson Field.
Right.
But I mean, what a great time it was to broadcast those games. We were led by a great director of baseball operations for broadcasting. That's Jaden Taylor. He'll be headed down to Arizona State University Cronkite School of Journalism, getting a really good worker there, a really hard worker. He's already secured a spot on the Varsity Sports Show as a production manager. He's going to do great things in the future, and we really can't thank him enough for the opportunities he gave us.
Jaden is one talented guy. He is a really creative guy, and he's really supportive. He gave us all a chance here this Corn Belt season to come on, showcase our talents, work different positions from tech to director to working cameras to color to play-by-play. He allowed us to do it all, and we all owe it to Jaden Taylor. Jaden, thank you for giving us all the chance, and yeah, I wish you the best of luck at Arizona State.
Yeah, and he couldn't be here. He wishes he could, but he's on the way down there already. He's getting there early to set up and move into Arizona State,
Right.
so we're wishing him the best there as he heads down. But I mean, the overall broadcasting experience probably really good, really smooth, really seamless, and we're really hoping to grow this brand as we continue on next year.
Yeah, this is something that, a lot of these guys and us can put on their resumes and put on their, some stuff that they can use for the future. So yeah, this was a really good experience for all of us. I'm so glad that we got to help showcase the great talent that came into Omaha this summer from all the different colleges and universities. It was really an honor to get to broadcast these great young men showcase their baseball talent.
Yeah, and not just the guys playing baseball. We had some really incredibly talented broadcasters from all around Omaha. We had, obviously, you're coming from Kearney. You're the college student, one of the older guys on our crew, which is kind of fun for me to say because I just graduated high school. But JT, as well as Tyler Reedy, another great play-by-play announcer there from Prep. And then we had some incredibly talented camera people. Alex Tejan comes to mind. Mike Knockenhauer. Mike Knockenhauer had made some really good graphics as well. I mean, that man is very talented. We owe a lot of this stuff that you're seeing on our screen to him as well.
Right, yeah, Mike is one talented graphics man. Shout out to Mike. I know you're probably watching. Shout out to you. You're really talented. You're one of those guys where I can't wait to watch you grow into a great broadcaster. I mean, you're already great, but I can't wait to watch you grow into a great broadcaster.
Yeah, and we got a lot of help. Jaden's dad came in and worked the camera for us sometimes. Lewis Taylor, and we had another great cameraman in Taylor Lewis. That was one of the most confusing experiences of my life, but we had a really good summer. And on the topic of broadcasting, let's talk about the SportsCenter top 10 play that was made by Tanner Black there in center field for the Omaha Bombers. Peyton Blinn, who is on this team, lifted a deep ball to center field. I would have said it would have been for a triple if Black had not made that catch, but Tanner Black makes the catch. We have the broadcasting experience to finally post about it, and SportsCenter recognized us. You can hear my voice very faintly in the back of the call, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the exposure that the Corn Belt League got from that top 10 experience. And, I mean, what a great catch. What a great play it was. A player putting his body on the line. He was parallel to the ground. Really just one of those plays that's like you just sit back and you say, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I call him Superman Tan because he had a play similar like that when I was color commentating and Jaden was on the call earlier in June. And yeah, he had another play where it was full parallel with the ground. And so I just called him Superman Tan, and that's kind of what I've referred to him as. But if I'm not mistaken, the Corn Belt League was mentioned by name in that SportsCenter top 10.
Yeah, it was.
On TV. That's pretty cool because we know a lot of people watch SportsCenter. So that was pretty cool to get that recognition.
Yeah, and then moving on, I mean, we had the single elimination tournament there with the 8 teams. Every team made it in. It was just the regular season was for the seeding. We saw the Field Balls really just took it away. 22-5, they ended the season, number 1 seed, and then they just stormed through the rest of the bracket. I shouldn't say stormed. They had some really tight games there. But the Field Balls were the number 1 seed, and they ended up taking it home there in the regular season tournament, single elimination style. But we saw some really great matchups. Obviously, Bombers, Filth Ballers in the semis. We saw, if you're into pitcher duels, we had the Haymakers take on the Royal Blue Dogs. That ended 1-0. So a little bit of everything, defense, offense here in the Corn Belt League.
Right, and it was led by Johnston Hobbs. He's taken the 3 ballers. They're 3-time CBL champs. And Johnston Hobbs, as we know, is the coach that's leading the CBL All-Stars down here to Wichita for the Summer Ball Showdown. So we got an experienced coach coming down to help us. And, like I said, the Summer Ball Showdown coming down to Wichita. This is a great experience for some guys to come out here. And, the bus ride, the cool experience being with the players, experiencing that team chemistry, building that team bonding, being around the players, being around the coaches. Hobbs and Sonny are pretty electric guys. They like to have fun. They know when it's time to play, when it's time to have fun. But it's just really fun being around those guys.
Yeah, I mean, Hobbs is a super great coach, very well respected by just about everyone in this league and everyone around the nation. He's worked with Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, two-time high school national baseball champs. He's really put a good name out there for the Corn Belt League, and I mean, he's brought a lot of experience. Sonny Sonigal as well, the Black Sox coach, led them to a second seed in the postseason tournament. Semifinals lost to the Haymakers, which was a very close game there between the two. And then obviously Dan Babe, an assistant for Coach Hobbs there with the Filth Ballers, another great experience there. And the name is familiar. Dan Babe is Hunter Babe's father, so a little bit of a family connection here on this team as well.
Yeah, this is just a great experience for these guys. They get to come down to Wichita, experience, a different kind of level of play. There's a lot on the line here for these guys, a lot of bragging rights because we're playing the KBL, the Kansas Baseball League, and which bring guys from Kansas and different universities around. But yeah, this is a good opportunity for the guys to travel down, get on the bus, kind of get away from from where they were at in Omaha and adventure a new part of the Midwest, go down to Wichita and eat some good food, experience some good people, and just have fun playing some ball.
Yeah, and a beautiful facility that we're at. We have to mention here Genesis Health Club facility here, 5 fields, all turf, beautifully planned out. And I mean, we're standing right at the field number 2, where we'll be playing later today. But I mean, field number 5 is right behind us. We could go watch some wiffle ball if we wanted to. It's just a really well planned event here in the Summer Ball Showdown. So we're enjoying ourselves here. And yeah, you mentioned the food. The food was really good.
Yeah, I mean, the food's really good, but they just have wiffle ball for the young kids. They have stuff for all ages. They have a DJ. They'll have DJ some nights. They have fireworks on Friday night, which is pretty cool, which will bring people out. This is a very well put together event, and I am very impressed. And yeah, this is a beautiful complex, beautiful city. I'm really pumped to get things going.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that game to finish here. 6-14 the score is. I believe we're heading to the top of the 9th in this game ahead of ours. So we'll head back to a quick break. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Hopefully bring in some more pregame action. Some of the scores that we've seen here in the 2022 Summer Ball Showdown here at Genesis Sports Complex in Wichita, Kansas. We got the Wellington Heat earlier today took on 316 Baseball. Wellington shut out 316 11-0. Just a really dominant performance there from Wellington. And then the next game we had on tap here at Field 1, Ethan,
was the Dirtbag Baseball Club and the Great Bend Batcats. Might I add that the Great Bend Batcats, that's a pretty cool name. I kind of like that name. But the Dirtbag Baseball Club beat the Great Bend Batcats 7-5.
Yeah, Great Bend Batcats. Say that 5 times fast.
Right.
That's a tongue twister for the ages.
And then the Dirtbag Baseball Club, you combine those two, that's kind of a tongue twister.
Yeah, and then we'll see the team that we play tomorrow, the Midwest Moose. They took down the Midcrest Pumas 4-1. The final score of that game is. We'll see the Moose tomorrow, and they're starting off their tournament very well.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's going to be a good test for us tomorrow. They're going in 1-0. Hopefully we can go in 1-0. That could be a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, and then the game right ahead of us that just finished, the Valley Center Mud Daubers lost to the El Dorado Walnuts. El Dorado scored 14. Valley Center only putting up 6 there. So that game just finished. We'll have 25 minutes until our game begins here on the Corn Belt League Radio Network. We got a few more games going on here, 5 fields back-to-back. So, Ethan, what's the next game we got here on tap?
Yeah, on Field 1, we got the Newton Sluggin Rebels and the Kansas Cannons, and right now it's the first inning. Things just got started, 0-0.
Yeah, Kansas Cannons, you'll know them as the 2021 Summer Ball Showdown champions. Cannons also 31-3 in the Kansas Collegiate League of Baseball. They're just an absolute dominant showing. They've won 15 in a row, the Cannons have. So just, I mean, really crazy there. The Cannons had an incredible season. They're looking to repeat here in the Summer Ball Showdown.
Yeah, it looks like they have the roster to do it, so it'll be interesting to see if they can go out there. The competition looks stiff. It looks tough, so we'll see if they can go out there and repeat.
Next up, on Field 3, you had the Kansas Curve taking on the ICT Avengers. ICT Avengers logo, you'll remember that as the Avengers logo from Marvel movies. Right now in the 5th inning, top of the 5th, I believe it is, Kansas Curve 5, ICTV 0. So Avengers with some work to do here in the last 4 innings.
Right, yeah, that'll be an interesting game. We could play the ICT Avengers. We could play the Kansas Curve. You never know. It's interesting to kind of gauge the competition, see what each team can do and what each team can't.
Yeah, and so the way that the Summer Ball Showdown works is off of these initial games, you'll get seeded on wins and losses, and then a lot of teams are going to be tied. Obviously, you'll have a ton of teams going 2-0, a ton of teams going 0-2, 1-1. Whatever your record is, they also look at your run differential. So runs scored, runs against. The run differential is what separates your teams as tiebreakers. If you're tied on run differential, then they go to runs scored. How many runs did you score? So the name of the game is score as many runs as you can, give up as little as you can. You want that high run differential so you get the higher seedings.
Correct. And then on Field 5, we got the PSCL Select team versus the U.S. Military Dogs, which represents, I believe, the U.S. military, the U.S. Army. And that game also just getting underway. It's tied 0-0.
Yeah, PSCL, I believe, is Palm Spring, if I'm not mistaken. So we will see them later on, potentially playing us in one of the bracket games. And then Military War Dogs, a great story. You'll hear more about them. They're dedicating the fireworks to them on Friday night, I should say. Don't want to do fireworks in the afternoon.
Right.
That's not as pleasant of a viewing sight, but yeah, the U.S. Military War Dogs, great story. A lot of fight behind that team. You'll see them battle as hard as they can throughout the rest of this tournament. A few more games on tap tonight. Obviously, we have our game. McPherson Pipeliners taking on Corn Belt Omaha here on Field 2. And then the 10 p.m. game tonight on Field 1. Lake Hefner Pelicans taking on the Park City Rangers. And then on Field 3, you'll have the Wichita Black Sox taking on Cluckers Baseball. And that'll close out games on this Wednesday.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night of some very fun baseball here at the Genesis Sports Complex. It'll be interesting to gauge the competition, see how we stack up going into Thursday.
Yeah, and a very strong team put together. Cluckers Baseball always has very good players and very good name and very good uniforms they always have designed. So it'll be interesting to see them play here in this tournament. So those are all the games we got on tap for today. All 20 teams playing today, and then all 20 teams will play tomorrow. So you're guaranteed 3 games. You'll have the first 2 play-in games, and then you'll have your bracket games after seedings are set. So we know our 2 opponents, obviously McPherson, Midwest Moose, but we don't know that third one.
Right, yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, like you said, you were talking about the run differential, runs scored, runs against, kind of stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how explosive these offenses can get and also how good the defenses can get. How good is your pitching staff? How deep can your starting pitcher go in the game? How good is your bullpen? How deep is your lineup? Can you go 1 through 9, or do you have a top-heavy lineup or your bottom-heavy lineup? This tournament is really going to kind of expose your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yeah, you mentioned the pitching rotation. I think something that we should note today, we're not going to see a starter go very long. We're going to see Aaron Madden on the mound to begin with, but we're expecting him to only go 3 or 4 innings at the most. He might even get pulled before then because they want to have those arms rested and ready for that second playing game against the Midwest Moves, as well as the first game, which we're hoping to see of the playing games, hoping to see Adam Eggert out there as well after throwing 100 pitches in 17 hours with very little rest in between. I mean, just an incredible stat line that he had last weekend in the Bombers' playoff run there against the Rail Riders and the Filth Ballers. A few great storylines here in the Corn Belt League, and we're excited to have covered it all this year.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been a really fun season. The summer's flown by. I felt like we just were doing the dry runs back in the beginning of June, and now we're calling the pretty much the end of the season tournament right here in Wichita. So it's amazing how fast the time's gone by. It's been amazing spending it with these guys, with some amazing broadcasters, watching some quality baseball, finishing it with some quality baseball, and yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, taking a look at tomorrow's schedule here. We're going to ignore that voice crack I just had. Got the Kansas Curve taking on the Rebels there. 4 p.m. on Field 1. You got Pipeliners and Pelicans. 6 p.m. on Field 5. Heat and Pumas, 7 p.m. on Field 1. You got the El Dorado Walnuts we just saw take down the Valley Center Mud Daubers. They're a very strong team with a very strong mascot they have there in El Dorado.
Right, and then next up at Field 5 at 9 p.m. we got the Mud Daubers and the Cannons, like you said, the champions from last year. And then on Field 1 at 10 p.m. we got the Dirt Bags and the War Dogs, the military team. And then at 9 p.m. on Field 2 we got the PCL Select versus the Cluckers. That'll be a good one. And then on Field 3 at 7 p.m. we got the Black Sox and the Batcats.
Talk about a tough matchup there between two teams that I don't know who I'd pick. I mean, the Black Sox have their Omaha ties with the Corn Belt League, the Omaha Black Sox, but the Batcats, like you mentioned, a great name there. And we'll finish the schedule out here. We've not been doing these games in order. 6 p.m. on Field 2, the Rangers take on the ICT Avengers. And finally, the last game that we have here on our schedule, our very own Corn Belt League Omaha team takes on the Midwest Moose there at 4 p.m. So we'll have that game here, hopefully starting at time because it should be the first game of the day. But as we see tonight here, still waiting on that infield sessions to start for both of these teams before we can even get the game started.
Right, they're warming up in the outfield. They're getting ready. Both teams are warming up, and I will say that the Corn Belt League they have a lot more players. They brought a lot more guys than this McPherson Pipeliners team.
Yeah, an interesting thing to note, McPherson not having their usual roster, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. And I do have to mention that the light gray pants with the gray jerseys on the Corn Belt side, one of the best uniforms anything in the Corn Belt has produced this year.
These outfield lights, it being dark, aren't doing them justice. If you look at them during the daytime, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. The gray on gray is definitely the move.
Yeah, no, I heard them discussing it on the bus. They were talking about gray on gray pants, or do they want the gray on white pants? And looks like they made the right decision here with the gray on gray. Is a very good color coordinated combination there. Brendan Anderson was ahead of that one. You call him the fashion designer for this team so far. Looks like the decision he has made has been correct.
He's the uniform man. It seems like he's kind of the captain of this team. Everything kind of runs through him. He's kind of the spirit animal of this CBL team.
Yeah, and he try to hit some tanks today too. You know, he's been itching to get out there, and talking to him during this delay. I mean, he was just amped and ready to go. I mean, he wants to get this thing started. He wants to start getting out there. He just loves the game of baseball. You saw him hit 10 home runs this season at Missouri Western State. Just one of those guys who you look at him, he's a power hitter. He wants to be a lifting coach, and he's studying strength training. So he's one of those guys that will hit tanks.
Oh, yeah, I'm fully expecting Brendan Anderson today to just unload on a ball. Just absolutely steamline one in the left field. He's a pretty pull guy, so I'd expect one in the left field. So, yeah, I'm fully expecting a Brendan Anderson bomb.
Yeah, we'll see if we can call one today. He's been itching at it ever since BP yesterday. He didn't send one out of the Iowa Western complex. Iowa Western runs about 410 dead center. Here, I believe we're looking at 390. So a little bit shorter here, but Brendan Anderson was hitting him to the wall, just unable to get it over 410 in center there at Iowa Western during BP yesterday at Iowa Western. I mean, we didn't get to mic him up yesterday. I wish I could have, but I was micing up Coach Hobbs, as you saw on the Corn Belt League Instagram today. I mean, Brendan Anderson just loves hitting the ball.
Yeah, we're talking about Brendan Anderson being a factor, but we also got to talk about the heat being a factor, right? We came here to very steamy Wichita. Getting off the bus, you would have thought we were in Arizona. I mean, it was hot. It was hot. 106 degrees is what it felt like outside. We almost got to think the heat's going to play a factor. They're using a turf mound, which you're not allowed to use cleats. No metal cleats. They can use plastic cleats, but they don't recommend it because the heat can make it slippery, and with it cooling off at night, can cause some condensation to be on the mound. So a lot of these guys, if you're on the mound, you have to wear turf shoes or sneakers or just normal like athletic shoes. So that'll be a factor out on the mound tonight. See if those pitchers can adjust, because Seymour Smith and Seymour Smith, I think, they have the dirt. Iowa Western have the turf.
Iowa Western does have the turf,
So
yes.
maybe they're kind of used to it with playing at Iowa Western. So that'll be an adjustment tonight for the CBL guys.
Yeah, we saw them practice with him yesterday. In that video we posted of Hobbs, you see him talking through BP. He's got the pitchers wearing their tennis shoes, don't want him in cleats, don't want him to pitch in a situation different than what they would be pitching at today. But yeah, you mentioned it, just really dry weather, low humidity, which is nice, different from Omaha. Omaha gets really humid and just you feel that damp air on you, but here just hot, and the wind coming from the south just makes it even hotter.
Oh yeah, man, that wind coming from the south does not help the cause. We were hoping for a north breeze. I mean, tonight there's no flags out in the outfield, so we can't tell which direction the wind's blowing out, but I would expect some balls, depending on where the wind's blowing out, for balls to be flying.
Yeah, especially in the heat too. Less air molecules, but we don't get into science here. That's not my forte. I just talk about sports here, but I mean, we're really just hoping this game gets started soon here. We'll head back to a break here and bring it back in, hopefully with some more intel on this McPherson team and more intel on when the game's starting. But pregame right now, this is Arnav, Pokhrel, Ethan McCormick joining me. We'll be right back after the break. We are done. Things finalized here. Teams are huddling up, ready to get this game underway. Umpires are meeting at home plate. Got a lineup here for the Pipeliners from McPherson. We start off their leadoff guy, Bryce Flax, the designated hitter. Then we see number 10, Aiden Char. Then we go Austin Bryant, Sandler Boyer, Lucas Corner, Drew Stanton, Justice Tate, Connor Poor, and then Nathan Boer to close things out. Boer is going to be catching behind the plate as well. Know a few things about these guys, but with a new team, I mean, how do you approach this game if you're the Corn Belt League?
If you're the Corn Belt League, you don't really. Oh, if you're the Corn Belt League, you don't overlook these guys. You take every inning at a time. You play it like a normal game because you don't want to look over any team because a team could surprise you, come out, hit hot, pitch while on the mound. So you kind of just go over and kind of just take it like any other game.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see how the Corn Belt League approaches this game here, taking on the McPherson Pipeliners. A few things we know about these guys. Starting off with Bryce Flax, he's the designated here. Garden Plain High School, he'll graduate this year, 2023 product. He wears number 22. Following him up, Aiden Chard. Aiden Chard, second base, can also play a little bit of outfield there from Fredonia High School, graduates in 23. Played for the South Central Gassers over the summer, hit a 419 average, 509 on base percentage, 10 RBIs, really productive summer there for Chard.
Yeah, he had a productive summer playing some high school ball. We'll see if it can translate over here as the CBL Corn Belt League takes the field here.
Yeah, they're getting their stuff started out there. Warm up started. We're seeing Aaron Madden on the mound. Ready to lead things off is Bryce Flax, a designated hitter, but Sandler Boyer batting cleanup here. Number 44, graduated from Goddard High School in 2022. He'll start things off. Hit 267, 312 on base percentage, 4 hits, 2 RBIs, 3 runs for Goddard. Followed up, he'll be followed by Lucas Corner in the 5 spot. Then we'll see Drew Stanton there in the 6 spot. Justice Tate in the 7. Connor Poore in the 8 spot there. Second baseman from Kiowa County, graduated this year. We believe it is a twin brother, but we cannot confirm. We're just assuming it is because there's a Caden Poore on the team as well, a catcher utility player from Kiowa County High School. And Connor Poore getting things done on the baseball field and in the classroom. We saw him play second place in project-based learning at the National Jobs After Graduation Convention. That was held in Dallas. A really strong showing there from Connor Poore. And his brother Caden Poore also did well there. Caden Poore, a 3-sport athlete. He got baseball, golf, and basketball, and placed third place in that National Jobs After Graduation creative decision-making competition there. So a really strong showing from the Poore family there, both of them from Kiowa County High School.
Yeah, they can do stuff on the baseball diamond impressively. They can do stuff off the baseball diamond and in the classroom impressively. Bright future for those two young men.
And then they'll be followed up final spot there, Nathan Boer. Goddard Eisenhower, he's a catcher, plays a little bit of first base as well. He'll graduate in 2023. Also another player who played for the South Central Gassers this summer. As we get things started off here, we're going to see Bryce Flax, designated hitter, working against Aaron Madden, top of the first. Finally ready to play some ball after an hour pregame here, Ethan.
Finally, this is basically a 10 o'clock start for these boys. It's a late night. Let's see if they can carry the energy deep into the nighttime.
Aaron Madden gets ready for his first pitch, and it's in there. A little bit low there, misses, ball 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Aaron Madden early, you want to start early, you want to get ahead.
He'll get ready for his second pitch there. It's one low outside corner, but just misses. It'll be 2-0. Madden gets his third pitch ready here. Working from behind in the count, 2-0. Flax hits this one sharply. It's a foul ball, 2-1.
Yeah, Aaron Madden needs to jump ahead here. He needs to really get going. He really needs to solidify the strike zone, see what the umpire's working with early as a ball comes into play and almost hits Aaron Madden.
Yeah, that's the thing here with those fields coming so close together. Foul balls are pretty dangerous here. You got to always be aware, and the umpire is the sole discretion here. So if he deems that a ball in play is a distraction, it'll be ruled as a dead ball, and it'll be no count there. As another pitch misses low, so it'll be 3-1 here for Madden. Working 3-1 on the count, just looking to put one over the plate here. Working against Bryce Flax, a designated hitter. Flax swings and misses. It'll be 3-2. Full count coming up here for Flax.
Yeah, that was a good fastball right there. Aaron Madden really unleashed. Let's see if he can put away that breakaway pitch. He has a nice curveball. Let's see if he can kind of work back and finish this batter.
Big swing there, and it'll go foul there. Good swing there from Flax to keep him alive.
Yeah, he did a good job of battling that ball off. He kind of took a little off with his changeup there, kind of put it in the inner half of the plate. We'll see if Aaron Madden can maybe work the outer half, kind of change the inside-outside, work the horizontal game and not more of the vertical game.
Yeah, Aaron Madden readies up his full count pitch. Take it again here. Swing, and it's hit up the gap. Center fielder Danny Spongberg unable to get it into it on time, so Bryce Flax with a full count single to center field.
Yeah, that was Aaron Madden kind of left it over the plate. That was a nice job right there. He took it straight away, got his hands nice and inside that zone, got his bat playing perfectly through the zone, and took it right up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, strong start there for Bryce Flax. Flax from Garden Plain High School will be a senior this year. That'll bring up number 10, Aiden Chard. He'll play a third baseman here for the Pipeliners as well. And first pitch is low and away from Madden. Madden really struggling with his control early on.
Yeah, and he has time to get it going. He has time to kind of work his stuff. This is the first game. You know, it's a little hot. Maybe he's trying to stay cool out there. But getting ahead early, looking at your runners is going to be key.
Yeah, Flax, a little bit of speed there. Don't have his exact speed numbers, but saw him in pregame running around. He's got a little bit of speed out there. From the DH spot is Chard Misses that one. It'll be 1-1.
Yeah, that was a really good swing and miss pitch right there. Really worked inside, really jamming Chard right there. We'll see if maybe he can work outside, maybe also raise the eye level here.
Instead, Madden elects to throw to the pickoff man, first baseman there, and Mitchell Pomeroy. But Flack's able to get back in time. It's still 1-1 here for Chard.
Yeah, a key to the game is going to be working the speed on the base paths. You also want to make sure that you're paying attention to the hitter, but also working the runner.
Big swing there. It'll go foul there. Right to the third base coach. But it'll be 1-2 coming up for Chard.
Like I mentioned earlier, work that put away pitch. Work that curveball down in the dirt. See if he'll swing. See if he'll take the bait. But if not, work a changeup. You can go off speed, unleash a fastball.
Madden readies up the 1-2 pitch here against Aiden Chard. Did he go? Check swing, and they say they got him. Strikeout swinging there for Madden, so he 1 out on the day.
Yeah, that was a nice put away pitch right there. The check swing really made him guessing. Chard wasn't able to stay disciplined on that swing, and Aaron Madden rung him up.
Yeah, first strikeout of the day for Madden. Hoping to see a few more of those here as he pitches through these first couple innings. Strong pitch in there. First pitch strike there. First one of the day for Madden. Working against Austin Bryant, the third baseman. Also listed as a pitcher and a first baseman, so he can play the corners as well as on the mound.
This Bryce Flax is really giving Madden a little bit of fit over there. He's kind of dancing around. Madden's got to stay focused and work his counts.
Pitch up and away there. It'll be 1-1.
Yeah, Madden's really got to lower, maybe drop a curveball, kind of like he did on that put away pitch right there to get the first out. Maybe drop another one down there. See if these pipeliner hitters can stay disciplined.
Madden will ready up the 1-1 here. Big cut there, fouled over the right side. Let it go into the next field. It'll be 1-2 against Austin Bryant.
Yeah, Madden's looking for that put away pitch. You got a runner on first. Keep looking over there, but also work your stuff. Get your control. Trust your stuff.
Madden will ready up the 1-2 here. One strikeout on the day. Got a runner on first in Bryce Flax. 1 on, 1 out here for Austin Bryant, the 3-spot hitter. Big swing and a miss. It's on the ground, and it will be a strikeout. So another strikeout swing in there for Aaron Madden.
Yeah, that was a really nice pitch right there. He worked the curveball in the dirt again, got another swing and miss. After allowing the leadoff single, Aaron Madden gets back-to-back strikeouts. That's exactly the type of response you want to see from Aaron Madden right there. And let's see if he can get back-to-back-to-back Ks right here on Sandler Bauer.
The first pitch way inside there from Madden. It's a miss, so it'll be 1-0. So far, just that leadoff single into left center field from Bryce Flax is the only hit of the day for the Pipeliners. He's a man on first with 2 outs, both of them strikeouts for Madden. Now up against a 4-spot hitter in Sandler Boyer. Boyer lifts this one. It's in play. Pomeroy's searching for it. And getting under it is Pomeroy. It'll be a pop out to the first baseman to end the inning. So from the 1-0 count, Madden gets a pop out. And after giving up the leadoff single, we'll head to the bottom of the first. No runs on 1 hit. Top of the order coming up for the Corn Belt League in Spongberg, Grease, and Horn. We'll be back after the break. And we are back here getting ready for some more action from Genesis Sports Complex here. McPherson Pipeliners get 1 hit off of Madden. The leadoff hitter Flax reaches first, but from then, 2 strikeouts and a pop out there in foul territory to Pomeroy to end the inning, and a strong recovery there for Madden.
Yeah, that was a good bounce back right there from Madden. Flax was able to rope a line drive into center field, but that was a good job by Madden, just keeping your composure, not realizing that everything is okay and that single isn't going to find your outing, and just going out there getting back-to-back Ks and then getting a nice pop-up to Pomeroy right over that first base.
It'll bring up Spongberg here. Facing off against Isaiah Salinas. Take a quick look at Salinas. He's, I believe, going to be a sophomore. Sorry, no, he's going to be a senior in high school this upcoming year at Garden City. We'll see him on the mound working against Spongberg, one of the most prolific hitters, not just for contact, but also with his speed there. See what he can do against Salinas. First pitch hits the low inside corner for 0-1.
That pitch looks a little low. Let's hope the umpire doesn't kind of define the strike zone here, but if you're the Corn Belt League hitters, you've got to be able to adjust to this umpire's zone.
Second pitch is over the catcher's head from Salinas, so it'll be 1-1. That one hit the backstop. Spongberg on the year, 30 hits, 10 RBIs, 16 walks, 18 strikeouts. So not the best strikeout to walk ratio, but where he gets a 370 average and 30 stolen bases. So if he can get on base, dangerous player. And another ball that hits Spongberg in the foot, so he'll head to first base, and that's exactly where you don't want him to be.
Exactly. This is where the Corn Belt League team can get dangerous. You got Spongberg leading off, getting a hit by pitch, working a 3-pitch hit by pitch. Now you've got to utilize and deal with his speed if you're Salinas here out on the pitcher's mound. And this is where the Corn Belt League can start to do some damage.
Yeah, I got a quick little mound meeting here between Boer and Salinas, just trying to figure out how they want to work with Spongberg on first. They know about his speed. I'm assuming if they look at any of the stats, everyone's saying, or watch any of the games, everyone's talking about Danny Spongberg's speed. So we'll see how Salinas decides to attack the next hitter, and James Grease, the left fielder.
We'll see how aggressive Johnson Hobbs wants to be here. See if he wants to just kind of run up the score early.
That pitch in there. Looks like it'll just be a little inside on Grease for 1-0. Grease, the left fielder. We talked about him in our pregame from Doane University. As bringing up the 1-0 is Salinas, and he'll throw back, and they get Spongberg in the pickle. Throws a second. Spongberg trying to entice a runner, trying to duck under the tag, but Spongberg is caught out. Good pickoff move there from Salinas, and Spongberg was ready to jump, but just an unfortunate timing there. You know Spongberg's got a green light, and really a great play there from Salinas.
Yeah, Johnson Hobbs, like I said earlier, was playing it aggressive, but the Pipeliners were ready. They obviously read the scouting report on Spongberg in this Corn Belt team. They saw that coming from a mile away and was able to pick him off in the pickle.
Yeah, an intelligent move there from Salinas, and he'll attack Grease. That one way inside. Grease just able to avoid it. So struggling to find the strike zone early here is Salinas.
Yeah, Salinas is having a hard time finding the strike zone. He's struggling with his command. He's really working inside these Corn Belt guys. You almost got to wonder if they could maybe start taking some pitches to get some base runners.
Big swing and a miss there for 2-1. Grease trying to lace one here. You talked about it pregame. He's just ready to get this thing started. Him and Brendan Anderson having conversations about playing those corner infield spots with Spongberg in the middle. They cover a lot of range there. As it's a curveball, just missing high there. Great movement on that pitch there from Salinas.
Yeah, they had really good vertical movement, but he left it a little too high. His release point was a little too behind his head, but that was a great pitch right there on a 2-1 count.
So it'll be 3-1 coming up here for Grease, looking to get on base here after Spongberg got caught out, and that pitch just catches the inside line for 3-2. It'll be a full count coming up for the Corn Belt League batter.
This is where contact comes in play. You've got to be able to put the ball in play.
Instead, it's a swing and a miss. Strikeout swinging for James Grease, and Salinas gets his first strikeout of the day. As it'll put away James Grease, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Jackson Horn. Jackson Horn, number 35.
Yeah, we'll see if this CBL team can get something going with 2 outs. They had the first 2 at-bats, really didn't work out for them. Let's see if Jackson Horn can get a 2-out rally.
First pitch outside will be 1-0. So now you're working with 2 outs here. Obviously, Spongberg gets caught out on the pickle, and then James Grease strikes out, and now it's 1-1 here after a big swing and a miss there from Jackson Horn.
Yeah, he's really being aggressive. He was wanting to swing on that outside pitch, took that high one as he laid off a ball high here, but being aggressive is the key for these CBL guys today.
Salinas misses another one high, so it's 2-1. And there's one low and away that just catches the corner. I don't know if that one was in, but umpire, good movement there from inside to out there, working away, running away from the batter. And Umpire calls it a strike, so it's 2-2.
That one looked a little bit outside, in my opinion.
Gear up the put away pitcher trying to get it away, and it's low, so it'll be 3-2. Another full count worked by the Corn Belt hitters. That's the second straight full count worked. Grease worked it and then struck out swinging. We'll see how Horn can do here.
This is really good because they're working Salinas' pitch count.
Salinas misses inside, so Horn will head over to first base on the walk. That'll bring up the man we talked about a lot during pregame. You've seen him on the mic'd up. You've seen him hitting all throughout the Corn Belt League season for the Filth Ballers. It's none other than Brendan Anderson playing right field today from Missouri Western State University. 10 home runs for his college and a few more during the Corn Belt League season. Harder hit out of Iowa Western and J.J. Isaacson Field, a lot deeper in center field where he loves to send these balls. As that one misses low and inside for 1-0.
Yeah, this is the most electric at bat that we've been waiting to call since we got on the bus to head down here. We'll see if Brendan Anderson can put something into play and get things rolling.
With Horn on first, he hits this one up the gap. Running to it is the second baseman, Poor, and stepping on second, getting the third out, I should say, and sending it to the top of the second for the Corn Belt League. No runs, no hits. We saw Spallingberg reach on a hit by pitch and then a walk there from Jackson Horn. That'll bring up here for the Pipeliners Lucas Corner, Drew Stanton, and Justice Tate when we return. We are back here getting things started off in the second inning between the Corn Belt League All-Stars and the McPherson Pipeliners. And nothing going in the first inning for either team. Corn Belt League had two men reach base. Spongler got caught out in a pickle by a great pickoff move there from the pitcher for the Pipeliners, who is Isaiah Salinas. And then we saw Horn reach first base on a walk and then hit into that fielder's choice from Brendan Anderson. There's a half swing there from Lucas Corner, but he'll go, so it'll be 0-1.
Yeah, Aaron Mountain, he threw 14 pitches that first inning, which is pretty low. He was able to work a pretty quick pitch count, even though he allowed that first inning single. So let's see if he can work another one as he gets a swing and a miss on an 0-1 count.
So it'll be 0-2 here. Working against Corner, the first baseman. Ahead in the count, you got a few pitches to waste here. You're really just trying to hit those corners, paint the corners, and get those change-up sliders working away.
Yeah, so, I mean, he went fastball in the first two pitches. He went changeup down in the dirt on that one. So now he's kind of working, maybe going to want to work high since he went low, kind of change the eye levels here.
Now the 1-2 pitch here for Madden. High curveball, but just missed inside, so it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, he went high on that pitch, but he decided to go with a curveball. He went with his breaking pitch, but wasn't able to get a good release point on that one and left it high.
Now the 2-2 here, looking to put him away here is Madden, and right down the middle, gets him looking. Corner will head back to the dugout. It'll bring up the right fielder, Drew Stanton.
Coming to the plate, right fielder number 25, Drew Stanton.
Madden will work against Drew Stanton, the right fielder. 5-pitch strikeout on the last at bat with Lucas Corner.
Yeah, Coach Johnson Hobbs is not wanting these pitchers to really go deep. So working and keeping a low pitch count here is going to be key for the Corn Belt League.
Yeah, and through the first 5 batters, 3 strikeouts for Madden, really just showcasing that dominance that he showed for the Black Sox throughout the whole season. With the count 1-1 here. Madden working against Drew Stanton. Pitches in there for strike 2. Hitting that low side there, working that away side run.
Madden's been doing a really, really good job of working the horizontal pitch count here. He's been doing a really, really good job of also varying speeds on his fastball to changeup.
Big swing and a miss there, and applying the tag there behind the plate is Nick Carlson. So that'll be 1 away here. Sorry, 2 away, I should say, for the Corn Belt League, and it'll bring up Justice Tate, the center fielder here for the Pipeliners.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch mix right there by Madden. He went fastball, changeup, curveball, and then he went back with the fastball.
Another strikeout there for Madden. 4 strikeouts on the day through 6 hitters.
Yeah, really efficient and strong work right out there on the mound for number 11.
Justice Tate, the center fielder, working. It's 0-1. The count now is. This one hit foul. It'll go into the other field. 0-2. Madden's been working very well with the strikes, very efficient.
This is exactly what the Corn Belt League needed right here. They needed someone who could go in there, keep the pitch count probably below 30 for 2 innings, and Aaron Madden's done just that.
He'll gear up the 0-2 and missed that one way above the hitter. Justice Tate gets a 1-2 count now.
Yeah, he's been having a hard time with that release point on that curveball. It's had good movement, but he hasn't been able to get the release point down, and he's been leaving a lot of those high. So you got to be careful on those types of pitches.
Especially you don't want to hit the batter and give him a free base as he gets another strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. All strikeouts there for Aaron Madden. And he'll send the Pipeliners back to the dugout and onto the field. Coming up for the Corn Belt League, Mitchell Pomeroy, Hunter Babe, and Ty Beasley will be back. Bottom of the second coming up after the break. We are back here, bottom of the second, coming up for the Corn Belt League hitters. Number 50, Mitchell Pomeroy coming up. And Mitchell Pomeroy has been the definition of consistency after entering the Filth Baller season. 9 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, hitting .450 on the year for the Corn Belt Filth Ballers. And we'll see how he can do work against Salinas, who had a very good first inning and throws a first pitch strike in there on the inside corner. Salinas 1 strikeout there. Caught Danny Spongberg at first with a great pickoff move. Walked Jackson Horn and then grounded Brendan Anderson into a fielder's choice. As Pomeroy rips this one into right field, it'll drop for a first leadoff single there for Pomeroy in the first hit of the day for the Corn Belt League.
Yeah, he took that inside pitch and went oppo with it. That's not something you see very often, an inside pitch going oppo, but he was able to get the bat plane through the zone kind of late, which was able to put it between the 3 and 4 gap there right there. Nice job roping that one. Good exit velo out to right field. And now the Corn Belt has a runner on first, and they're working with some runners now.
It'll bring up Hunter Babe, the designated hitter on the season. Hunter Babe, 21 hits, 15 RBIs, 7 strikeouts, 10 walks, 375 on average. Another consistent batter there as the pickoff move to Pomeroy Not in time.
Salinas has got to really be careful with that pickoff move. It looked like he was starting to come home a little bit. The umpires are probably going to have to be on the lookout for that front foot. And if you're the runner on first, you got to be able to watch that front foot effectively.
Now with the 0-0 count here, working against Babe. Babe showing bunt. Another throwback to Pomeroy. Not in time. Corner just lazily applying the tag there. Didn't really think he had a shot. And so 2 pickoff throws, not a single pitch thrown here to Babe. And you can tell this Pipeliner team was prepared for the CBL speed.
Oh, yeah, they definitely read the scouting report.
That pitch way inside. Pomeroy goes. The throw is not in time. He'll be safe at second, so Pomeroy with the stolen base.
That was a really good jump right there by Pomeroy. The catcher had a little bit of a late pop there and a long release on that pitch, but Pomeroy with the speed able to get a runner on second. The Corn Belt has got a runner in scoring position.
That first pitch was a ball there, so working with a 1-0 count here is Hunter Babe. That pitch outside, so 2-0. On deck here, Ty Beasley, the Red Raiders standout shortstop. He'll be playing third base today. Another pitch just outside there for Salinas.
Hunter Babe, another one of those guys that can hit for power and hit for average. He had a 375 batting average with the Corn Belt League this year, so you got to almost hope that the Corn Belt can get something going here. Give us a run on the board in the top half of the second.
Another pitch outside, so it's a 4-pitch walk there for Hunter Babe, and he'll head to first. Runners on first and second for Ty Beasley. Beasley on the year, 19 hits, 12 RBIs, 16 walks, 20 strikeouts, 275 on the average. Not the best season for him hitting. Defense is where he made his moves.
Yeah, defense, you could basically give him the Corn Belt League Gold Glove Award because he was just flashing that leather all season out there.
Yeah, especially in that shortstop position. We saw a few great shortstop in the Corn Belt League. He's one that comes out to mind, especially on the Red Raiders, a team where he's the only representative, so he's really representing his whole team there. They were the 8th seed, struggled a lot throughout the early half of the season, slowly picked it up at the bottom. They won 2 out of their last 4 games, I believe 3 out of their last 4 games before the postseason tournament where they lost to the Filth Ballers in the first round. Runners on first and second here. The count is 0-1 for Ty Beasley. That one's inside. It'll be 1-1.
Yeah, the Salinas is having a hard time with that fastball command. He's been inside, outside, upside, up, down. He hasn't been really to solidify a good grip and release point on his fastball here, and that's given the Corn Belt League the advantage.
So with the count 1-1, Pomeroy goes, double steal attempt here. And down there, an awkward slide there from Pomeroy, but he's safe. And the runner on second is safe as well. The pitch there was a ball. So it'll be 2-1 the count for Ty Beasley.
I love Johnson Hobbs' aggressiveness right here early. Double steal. Now you got runners on second and third. Eliminates the double play ball. And that just gives your hitters relaxation up at the plate, knowing that they have hitters to work with here. They got no outs. They can just do what they can, be aggressive at the plate.
Swing and a miss there from Ty Beasley makes it 2-2 on the count. And a pitch inside. They're going to say it goes. Strikeout looking there for Ty Beasley, and he'll head back to the dugout. He's very frustrated with that call.
Yeah, that pitch looked really inside. Beasley got brushed off the plate, but the umpire gave that ball to Salinas, and let's hope that strike zone doesn't maintain throughout the game.
It'll bring up Isaac Bonner. Bonner going to play second base today. 9 hits, 7 RBIs, 2.22 on the average for the year. First pitch, low and outside. Bonner played for the Filth Ballers, another one of these 10 Filth Ballers players that are on this CBL All-Star team. With a count 1-0, 2 on, 1 out here for Bonner. Now the count 2-0.
Yeah, Bonner. If he could draw a walk here, that would be really clutch for the CBL. Give bases loaded, work Carlson up to the plate here, and then maybe they could go to the top half of the order and get some runs across.
Bonner will step out of the batter's box. Yeah, Carlson's hitting in the 9-hole, but not a bad season here for Carlson in that catcher spot. He's got 64 at-bats, 21 hits, 14 RBIs. You're expecting if he reaches base, he's going to be replaced by a courtesy runner and most likely Caleb Copeland, one of the faster guys that are not playing out in center field today, or in the outfield today, I should say. Count is 2-1 here with 1 out. Three and 1. Salinas still struggling with the command, trying not to load the bases here. You don't want to leave one hanging here for Bonner, though.
Oh, yeah, Bonner can definitely crush one.
That one, Bonner looks at it. It's a curveball up and in, but they're going to give it to that. They're going to give that one to Salinas as well. So full count working here for Bonner.
We were just talking about how you want to hit a hanging pitch. That one was kind of a hanging pitch, and that was one that Bonner probably should have put a bat on.
That one low and away, so it'll be a walk on a full count. Bases loaded coming up for Nick Carlson, the catcher.
Yeah, this is really key for Nick Carlson here. He can break the game open early, set the tempo. They have one out, so even a fly ball to deep left, center, or right field would bring in a run.
On the year, Nick Carlson has very solid RBI numbers, very solid hitting numbers. He's brought in 14 runners, and first pitch is a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, he was really late. That was a check swing, almost like he didn't want to swing at that pitch. It was a little inside, but he put the bat in the zone. It was able to foul it off into the McPherson dugout.
That one outside for 1-1.
If you're Carlson here, watch for the heater high. He went low and inside, a little bit of a change up there. Watch for the heater high.
And there it is right there, fastball high, but it just misses high, and Carlson very disciplined at the plate, and Ethan really called that one. Is that just a pitcher IQ thing when you go low and inside, change the eye level?
Right, that's just pitcher IQ, me going kind of walking through this at bat, work low to high.
Another one, great movement there from Salinas, but he just misses the zone, and I mean, that pitch came left to right all the way across the plate. Salinas is doing really good things with the movement. If you can locate that pitch in the zone, that's a dirty pitch to hit.
That's not a curve, that's not a slider. He's throwing a slurve out there on the mound.
Now in high and outside, so he'll walk in a run. Pomeroy will come in to score. It'll move Hunter Babe to third. Ty Beasley is not on base. He struck out. Bonner will move to second, and Carlson will move to first. And they'll bring up a mound meeting here. Shabur's going to head out and talk to Salinas after struggling with his command. Walked the last 3 out of the last 4 batters. Should say got Ty Beasley looking on a strikeout that probably could have been a ball. And they'll send in a pinch runner. Got a number here. No pinch runner. Still number 2 there for Nick Carlson. Just walking back after a meeting. So usually they throw in pinch runners for catchers, especially you don't want to tire them out when they have to play multiple games. But Nick Carlson stays out there. He's got a decent amount of speed. 9 stolen bases on the year. So not a bad idea to keep him out there. And that'll bring up top of the lineup. And Denny Spongberg reached on a hit by pitch last time. Big swing and a miss there on the first pitch.
Yeah, Spongberg wanted that pitch. He wanted to absolutely unload everything on that pitch. He reared back, loaded his plant foot down, and he unleashed into that ball. But it was a little under it as he was able to raise the ball here.
And another hit by pitch. Spongberg been hit twice in a row. And that'll walk in another run. Hunter Babe reaches and scores after reaching on a walk. Bonner moves to third. Carlson moves to second.
Yeah, Salinas has just been having a hard time with that command. He has not been able to locate that fastball. He's had good luck with that slurve-looking pitch, but that fastball has just not been working for him all game so far.
Yeah, the slurve's a dangerous pitch. You do not want to leave that one hanging. You know they can take it just about anywhere in the outfield if you leave that pitch hanging. As the first pitch is inside again there from Salinas. James Grease struck out swinging in the first inning, and now he's back up again looking to get his revenge here on Salinas after Salinas got the best of him last time. Second pitch is up, 2-0.
I've been really impressed with how the Corn Belt boys have been able to stay patient. They haven't swung at a lot of high pitches. They've been able to just swing at the strikes. They've been able to take strikes for foul balls, but they've been really patient up there.
There's a strike there from Salinas, 2-1. Bases loaded, 1 out here for James Grease, looking to blow this one a little bit wider open. The 2 runs have scored here for the Corn Belt League. That pitch misses again from Salinas. He's really struggling at the mound. If you're the Pipeliners, you want to stay in this one, you got to wonder when you're pulling him.
You don't want this game to get ugly if you're the Pipeliners, so you got to be able to maintain control.
There's a 5-pitch walk from Salinas. He's walked in a 3rd run today. Carlson moves to 3rd. Bonner comes home and scores. Spongberg moves to 2nd. And Grease heads to 1st on the walk. And it'll be a mound meeting here. Whole infield comes in. Looks like that will be the day for Salinas, but we'll wait on that here.
Yeah, he went. If he does get pulled out, he went an inning and a third, 3 unearned runs, which won't affect his ERA, but that's just not how you want to start if you're the Pipeliners, especially against this Corn Belt League team who can hit well. They're pretty good at getting base runners on. They're fast, they're aggressive, they're disciplined, and if you're the Pipeliners, this could be a hole that you do not want to dig out of.
Situation right now here for the Pipeliners, as they're going to keep Salinas on. There'll be bases loaded, 1 out. Bring up Jackson Horn, who reached on a walk last time, and then got out there on the fielder's choice. Now we're looking at batting through the lineup here. If Horn and Anderson both get out, it'll bring up Mitchell Pomeroy at top of the third. So no matter what, assuming there's no double play here, we'll bat through the entire Corn Belt League lineup. Horn lines up here with the 0-0 count. Big swing and a miss there. Strike one. And it's good confidence pitch there for Salinas.
That was a good confidence pitch. That's a pitch that you kind of want to start working, but that was an outside pitch. He was hoping to maybe poke the bat out there, maybe poke one in the center field. Salinas has just been having a hard time with that command on his fastball. It's been kind of hard. He's been able to, kind of work the inside outside, but we'll see if he can get his control here.
Horn fouls another pitch off. It'll be 1-2. So Salinas working from ahead in the count for the first time, it seems like, this inning. After that strikeout from Beasley, he's walked 3 and hit by pitch on Spongberg, who's now at second. There's a pitch outside. Good eye there from Horn not to lunge and swing at that one. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, this would be really key if he could work back the count to a full count. Hopefully make Salinas make a mistake here.
Instead, Horn lifts this one behind the press box. Good stay alive pitch there. That one looked like it was heading to the top corner. Another great located pitch by Salinas, but just left that curve hanging. Horn was all over it, but he just got under it.
Yeah, Horn's been doing a really good job of battling. He's been able to recognize the pitch pretty much coming right out of the hand.
Another pitch. A lot of movement there from Salinas, but it misses high and outside. 3-2. Salinas is really struggling here, and the Pipeliners don't have the depth to really bring in an arm this early, so they're just going to let Salinas ride this one out. Pitch is inside. Another run walks in. That's Nick Carlson, the 9-spot hitter, walking in. Score sits now for the Corn Belt League 4-0.
Yeah, this is not the start if you want right here if you're the McPherson Pipeliners. Salinas has not had any control on the mound. He's been able to work some counts and get ahead in some counts, but he's been able to give it up, allowing these Corn Belt boys to stay disciplined and just work counts.
Take a quick look at here. I mean, not much going on here for the Pipeliners. They've got 1 hit. Aaron Madden's got 4 strikeouts, and the last 6 batters for Salinas, you've got walk, walk, hit by pitch, walk, walk, strikeout looking, walk. I mean, it's just been a struggle here in the second inning for Salinas. That brings up Brendan Anderson. Pitch is up, and it misses high, so it'll be 2-0 now.
And if you're Brendan Anderson, you almost want to have the green light. Show off your power. If you can get a hold of one, you can really launch one out of this ballpark. It's a little shorter than Seymour Smith, so you can really get a hold of one and maybe launch one out.
And that's when you're looking at the hanging curve. A little bit of that arm side run there. So it'd be 3-0. If that one's a little bit more inside, I think Anderson's all over that.
Oh, Anderson is all over that. He sees that pitch perfectly. He can get a hold of that one and launch it.
Instead, it's a 4-pitch walk. Another run walks in. I believe that is Spongberg now at third. Sorry, Spongberg now walks in at home. Grease will move to third. Horn will move to second. And Anderson moves to first. Salinas unable to get anything going. Still 1 out. Still bases loaded here. And it'll bring up Mitchell Pomeroy, who had the first hit of the game for the Filth Ballers. And that's the only hit of the game for the Filth Ballers. Sorry, for the Corn Belt League, I should say. And they scored 5 runs. It's just been a tough outing here for Salinas.
That's not the start right there for the Pipeliners that you want. 1 hit, 5 runs. For the Corn Belt, that's perfect. You've been able to stay disciplined. That's really good if you're the Corn Belt. That's really going to be key as we go later on in this tournament, staying disciplined against better pitchers. The Corn Belt League is showcasing their ability to stay disciplined, work counts, work the pitch count, We'll see if the Pipeliners can get a pitcher out, but that's something that the Corn Belt League is good at.
So Grease on third, Horn on second, Anderson now on first. Spongberg just scoring that run here. We'll wait on who's going to be pitching here next for the Pipeliners, and they're wearing a different colored jersey. This is something interesting, something I've never seen before, but the pitcher warming up currently is number 11. We do not have him on the lineup card, so we will let him warm up. We'll be back after the break here and talk a little bit more about the pitcher once we know a little bit more. Currently, the Corn Belt League All-Stars lead 5-0 against the McPherson Pipeliners. We're back here. A little bit more about this new pitcher, Easton Perkins, a rising sophomore out of El Dorado High School. Plays pitcher, also a catcher here for that El Dorado team. And during the summer, during Legion Ball, El Dorado post 81, he played for. He did well hitting. He had 367, 10 RBIs, but he also did some damage there on the mound. 2.86 ERA, 36 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts. He's averaging about 82, 83, I believe, on the fastball. Tops out at around 85. And first pitch swung on and missed there by Pomeroy, who's back up to bat here in the second inning. Second time up. And this is doing my scorecard no favors here.
Yeah, watching Easton Perkins pitch during warmups, it looks like his fastball has great control and his slider has a late break to it. So we'll see if these Corn Belt hitters can adjust coming from Salinas to Perkins.
This one lifted to third base and unable to make the play there is a third baseman, Bryant. So a run scores there on the error by the third baseman. We'll see how they score this one. I believe it's going to be an error. So 6 runs now for the Corn Belt League. 6-0 the score. Pomeroy reaching first on an error.
Now that was a really tough hop right there for Austin Bryant. He's probably not used to the ball bouncing off the turf like that, and that ball took a real high bounce off the turf.
Grease scored it on a run.
There's a deep foul ball to right field right there. But yeah, Bryant just not able to corral that ground ball. 6-0. This game is starting to get kind of out of the Pipeliners' hand here, and the Corn Belt can just kind of pounce.
Hunter Babe up again here. First time up, walked, and then ended up scoring a run here after a few more walks there from Salinas. And Babe rips this one up the gap. It'll go into center field. 1 run will score. Another run coming around is Brendan Anderson, who's chugging his way down, and he'll reach home. 2-run score, 8-0 the lead for the Corn Belt League All-Stars. And it's only the second hit of the day, but it's an 8-run ball game here for the Corn Belt League.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that very often. 2 hits on 8 runs. 2 of those actually being earned runs. Those were the first 2 earned runs of the day for the Pipeliners, and that's exactly what you want to do if you're the Corn Belt. They are staying aggressive at the plate. This kid's leaving them over the heart of the plate, and the Corn Belt, they're just doing a good job of taking what they're getting and putting it out there.
So Hunter Babe records the second hit of the day for the Corn Belt League. Once again, working on a new pitcher in Easton Perkins, number 11. That's the second number 11 we've seen, obviously, with the different jerseys there. Looks like he's still wearing the El Dorado Post 81 jersey with the number 11. But behind the plate, catching for him is Nathan Boer. He's wearing the number 11 for the Pipeliners jersey.
This is just a real interesting assortment of players right here for the McPherson Pipeliners.
You got Pomeroy on third, Babe on first after the RBI single, and runner goes. No throw down there from Boer. So second and third now, 2 runners in scoring position for Ty Beasley.
That's one of those unfortunate positions that you get in as a hitter on a 1-1 count. Hobbs gave him the pause sign, allowed him to steal, but that now you're working a 1-2 count. So that's one of those unfortunate situations that as a hitter you sometimes get thrown into.
Check swing there from Beasley, and after striking out looking, he's been a little bit more disciplined at the plate here and also realizing that he needs to stay alive at these counts. You don't want to give up one of those line calls where it's up to the umpire's discretion, because especially in a game like this, the umpire is most likely going to give it to the pitcher, try and get out of this inning. Still only 1 out here for the Corn Belt League. Swing and a miss there. It's a foul ball, but caught by the catcher Boer, so it'll be a strikeout. Second out of the inning, and second out of the inning for Ty Beasley, who recorded the only 2 outs for the Corn Belt League.
Man, you just do not see that very often. He got the first out in the inning about 10 or 11 hitters ago, and then he got the second out of the inning the second time through the lineup. So that's not something you see very often. The Corn Belt League has been able to hit deep.
Instead, it'll bring up Isaac Bonner. Reached on a walk last time, a full count walk, we might add, as first pitch is in there for a strike. After all those walks, I'm real with you, my scorecard is lacking in the pitch count department. I have not been keeping track of these pitches between Salinas and Perkins. Count is 0-1 here, and that one's high, so it's 1-1, working against Bonner.
Yeah, Easton Perkins has a lot more control on his curveball. It's almost like another slurve. Both of the pitchers that they've seen today have thrown slurves, but he's got a lot better command and an electric fastball.
Yeah, you got to mention just a rising sophomore is Perkins, so a very bright future ahead, already pitching against some very good college talent that we've seen here in Omaha throughout the whole season. And you got to think for in a spot like this with the lights flashing, you got to feel a lot of nerves, but he's managing it very well out there.
I mean, he only has room to grow. He's still got a lot of time to develop as a player and as a person. So this is really impressive to see from the young man out there.
This one hit right to the shortstop, but dropping it there is a shortstop Chard, and the throw is high, going to second. Actually staying at first there is Bonner, so he'll reach on an error. Second error of the day. And it's scores 1 as well. So now we're sitting at 9-0.
That was a double error right there from Sandler Bauer. He wasn't able to get the ground ball, field it cleanly, and then he made a high throw over there to the first base, which allowed another run to score, making it a 10-0 ball game.
Stand corrected there, 10-0, and it looks like 2 outs, runner on first here for Nick Carlson, who reached on a walk last time. This one hit up the gap. Will it get past the bag? Yes, it will. It hits the bag and goes into center field. Heading to third there is Isaac Bonner. So after the single up the middle, runners on the corners for the Corn Belt League.
They're just giving us no time to breathe up here. They attack that first pitch, boom, right up the middle, hit off the bag. That's one of those unfortunate bounces right there if you're a fielder. You're tracking that ball all the way to the gap. You take a beautiful route, boom, hits the bag right into the outfield. That's just kind of defeating right there if you're the Pipeliners. That's just another shovel to the hole type of deal right there if you're the Pipeliners, and now they got to work out.
Yeah, with runners on corners, 2 outs, it brings up top of the lineup again here in Danny Spongberg. We'll see if Spongberg can get on base here. Haven't seen a stolen base yet today. He reached on a hit by pitch, but at that point, the bases were loaded, so he can't steal the base. As we're working with 2 outs here, 10-0 the lead. Spongberg inside.
Yeah, I mean, this Corn Belt League lineup is just dangerous. Now you got Spongberg up at the plate, who's got speed. So it's like, how do you attack with the runners on the corners? You got 2 outs. I mean, how do you work this count?
This one hit up the 6 hole, and getting through a diving shortstop in charge. So Spongberg will head to first. It'll move Nick Carlson to second, score Isaac Bonner. So it's 11-0 the lead now for the Corn Belt League.
This is just a statement. They came out, the Corn Belt League is coming out here and making a statement.
Yeah, we mentioned before the game, they were ready to play. They didn't realize how late this game would be delayed because of the game behind us, ending in that 9-inning game, 14-6, the final score of that one. The Corn Belt League was ready to play, and it looks like they came out with guns blazing.
Yeah, they've been sitting on the bus all day. They've been antsy. Their muscles have been all cramped, and they came out here ready to play, ready to hit, ready to pitch, ready to field, ready to do everything. And they came out here and showed why Nebraska baseball is touted as some of the best baseball in the country.
This one popped up high by Grease. Getting under it is a pitcher and making the catch for the third out. But what an amazing inning for the Corn Belt League. 11 runs scored. We'll head to the top of the third. Aaron Madden still dealing on the mound. We haven't said his name in a long time. We'll see him back after the break. We are back here after an 11-run bottom of the second for the Corn Belt League. Let's recap how it all started. Mitchell Pomeroy reached on a single and then made it all the way around due to some walks here. Hunter Babe reached on a walk and then made it all the way around. Isaac Bonner reached on a walk. Nick Carlson reached on a walk, all of them scoring. Spongberg, hit by pitch, scored. Grease, walk, scored. Horn reached on a walk and then scored. Anderson reached on a walk and then scored. Then we went back around the lineup again. Pomeroy reached on an error and then scored. Babe reached on a single to right center, scored. Bonner reached on an error by the shortstop and then scored. And then from there, that sealed the inning. So 11 runs scored there by the Corn Belt League. Gonna bring up Aaron Madden again. Big swing and a miss there from Connor Poor.
I mean, Aaron Madden is dealing. That fastball looks like it's gotten better. I mean, aging like fine wine, as some would say. That fastball looks like it's got more electric as the game's gone on.
Just needed a few innings of warm-up, and now he's hitting that corner for 0-2.
That long last half of the inning didn't seem to bother Aaron Madden. He's gone out there, and it looks like he's picking up right where he left off.
And a big swing and a miss there. Aaron Madden strikes another one out. 4 consecutive strikeouts for Aaron Madden. He is in the middle of prime form here, just like he was for the Black Sox.
Dude, he is picking up right where he left off in the Corn Belt regular season. He is looking dominant out there on the mound. His fastball is electric. That curveball's got a nasty bite to it, leaving hitters frozen like Frozone. And he's just really been able to work everything.
6 strikeouts on the game, 4 consecutive strikeouts. Another first pitch strike there against Nathan Boer, the 9-spot hitter. And a crazy amount of work there from Madden. 4 consecutive strikeouts is no joke, and he's up ahead to 0-2 again on the count.
You got to give Nick Carlson a little credit behind the plate. He's been able to frame some of those outside and inside pitches to make them look like strikes. You got to give a little bit of credit to your catcher behind the plate.
Yeah, Nick Carlson been doing an amazing job back there at the backstop, just like he did all season long in the Corn Belt League. This one pitched, looks like it hit the ground and straight back to Madden. He retires another hitter, but no 5 consecutive strikeouts there for Madden, as Boer is able to get a bat on that one. But it's a quick little 1-3 there and 2 quick outs for the Corn Belt League, and they're itching to get back to the plate again.
Pitchers field too. Pitchers are fielders too. He made a nice play out there. Give him the gold glove on the mound. I mean, he that was a nice play. Glove, flash. Nice little play over there.
And he proceeds to spike the next ball into the dirt, so let's not give him too much credit there. Aaron Madden, that's the first pitch ball we've seen all inning. Working against Bryce Flax, the only hitter to have a hit on him, and the only hitter to have a hit for the entire Pipeliners team, as he hits this one into the second baseman gap and fumbling it there and eating it there is the second baseman, Isaac Bonner. So Reaching on an error there is Bryce Flax, and he's a second base runner for the Pipeliners all game.
That's going to be an interesting ruling to see if that's going to be ruled an error or a base hit, because that ball was hit in the 3-4 gap, and he did have to run quite a bit of ways to get over to that ball, and he did kind of have to field it on the run. I could see them giving that as a hit. I could see them giving it as an error. That's up to the scorer's discretion, but either way, that's a good job right there by the Pipeliners to get a runner on.
Seeing the plays that Bonner's made all season from that second base shortstop position, to say he's played anywhere in that middle infield. I'm going to rule that one as an error in my book. That's a play that Bonner should be making. As working ahead in the count again, Aaron Madden 0-1 against Aiden Chard. Chard lifts this one high. It's infalatory. See if it's playable. And instead, it's just over the fence line and hits in the dugout. So 0-2 the count will be with 2 outs, 1 on for Aiden Chard. Last time up, strikeout swinging. One of 6 strikeouts claimed by Aaron Madden today.
If you're Aaron Madden, drop a curveball out in the dirt. I mean, make them swing. And these hitters haven't been able to stay disciplined. Drop one in the dirt and see if they'll bite at it. You got 3, 4 pitches to work with here.
Instead, it's a fastball. This one's chopped to the third baseman. Gloving it and making the play is the third baseman, Ty Beasley, finally showing the defensive prowess that he was known for all season in the Corn Belt League. And it's quick. 4 up, 3 down, I should say. Flax reached on an error, but other than that, we're going to head to the bottom of the third. Corn Belt All-Stars lead 11-0. One of the 2 hitters that did not bat twice in the second inning, Jackson Horn, is up. Last time up, he walked and then scored a run. See what he can do here in the bottom of the third inning. Corn Belt leads 11-0 against the McPherson Pipeliners. Pitch just inside there. Easton Perkins, 18 pitches thrown so far. No earned runs. As this one is lifted deep center field. Getting under it is the center fielder Tate for the first out.
That was a good job right there by Perkins to just put one in the plate, let his defense go to work, and the center fielder was able to just track that one under the ball. It looked like he was kind of having a hard time with the lights. I don't know if there's a light back here or maybe the press box lights are giving him a hard time reading that ball, but was able to track that one down and get his glove on it.
Yeah, watching balls, especially with lights in the sun, a big issue we saw in the Corn Belt League semifinals against the Filth Ballers and the Bombers. The first pitch there is inside for an 0-1 count. Catching the inside line there. Great pitch there from Easton Perkins. Another pitch catching the line. 0-2. Perkins really doing good work here against Brendan Anderson. Another pitch just outside there from Perkins, but another really well-located pitch trying to get Anderson to chase. That's a really intelligent pitch there from Perkins.
That third pitch almost looked identical to that second pitch. I'm sorry I saw the umpire didn't give it to him, but that was a really, really smart pitch right there. He put that one basically on the top half corner. That was a really good located pitch. I'm surprised how the ump didn't give him the call.
Yeah, just working that pitch from right to left there, just working across the plate. Another well-located pitch and almost deep back into the zone, but just missing there. And just like you said, it was almost identical to the last pitch. 1-2 now, and Anderson rips this one high left field. Backpedaling is the left fielder, unable to make the grab, and it does not bounce over the wall. It hits off the left field wall. Anderson will head over to second base. A standing double for Brendan Anderson brings up Mitchell Pomeroy. And Anderson showing off why he's the most feared hitter in the Corn Belt League.
He unloaded on that one. That ball was hit very well, right over the left fielder's head. I'm surprised how that one didn't bounce over the fence. But either way, he stood right up going into second on a double. Now the Corn Belt League's got things rolling again with one out and runner on second.
Yeah, just laced that one right over Boyer's head. Didn't have the launch angle to get out, just a little bit flat on that one. But yeah, if you want to talk about exit velocity, power, speed, that had all of the makings of a home run. Just missed that launch angle by a little bit, did Anderson. And now Pomeroy's behind the count, 0-1.
Yeah, he unloaded on that one. But now, the Corn Belt League's got to respond. Easton Perkins has thrown these balls in the zone, so you just got to be prepared to hit.
Yeah, Perkins very good with the command here. As Pomeroy laces this one, and it'll head over to the other field. 0-2 the count, and Perkins ahead.
Yeah, Perkins has been doing a better job of getting ahead compared to Salinas. So this has been really good to see if you're the Pipeliners. This is a really good pitcher out on the mound. He's young, but he's been able to hang with the big boys.
Yeah, you want to talk about starting off the inning against two of the Corn Belt League's best in Pomeroy and Anderson, as it looks like Anderson is going to head to third. I believe they're going to call balk here. So it'll be 1-2 the count.
Looks like Easton Perkins maybe turned his shoulder, a little illegal move to second right there to maybe pick off the not so speedy Brendan Anderson, but he must be concerned about it.
Pomeroy lifts this one deep, but it'll go out of territory there. Just had a final score here. Kansas Curve 8, ICT Avengers 0. So the Kansas Curve shut out the ICT Avengers. A big win for the Curve as they're looking to take down their Kansas foes there in the Cannon, who are the reigning champions. As that pitch is in the dirt there from Perkins, so it'll be 2-2.
Good job right there by Nathan Boer to block that ball to prevent a run right there. That was a good job of getting his knees down, letting that ball travel into your chest.
So now Pomeroy working with a 2-2 count. And Pomeroy hits this one sharply to second baseman. Unable to get there is the second baseman, Connor Poor, and so reaching on an error there is Pomeroy. And that's the second time Pomeroy's reached on an error this game.
And it just seems like nothing can go the Pipeliners' way. I mean, they get the ground balls. Easton Perkins is letting his defense work, but his defense just isn't behind him there.
As you can see here, we were not expecting the Corn Belt League to put up 12. Scores coming out of frame here a little bit. We'll adjust that real quick. Get you right back into it. As the first pitch here is outside, it'll be 0-1. So 1-0 count here for the left-handed Hunter Babe. Pitches in for 1-1. Just catching that inside line there. And with Hunter Babe being a lefty, also his father, Dan Babe, a lefty, a very good advantage here for the Corn Belt League because during BP, they can see pitches from the right side with Coach Sonny and from the left side with Coach Babe, as this one is fouled off for 1-2. And that's just really a great advantage because most of the times coaches, a lot of right-handed, obviously right-handed people are more common in the world. So you're going to see a lot more right-handed pitchers and a lot more right-handed coaches. But with Coach Babe being lefty, you're seeing pitches from both sides, really helping these players develop and work against those lefty pitches, which are a lot tougher, especially for left-handed hitters. As striking out there is Hunter Babe. Great pitch in there. Fastball from Perkins just blows right by Babe.
Yeah, Perkins, I mean, that fastball's gotten really electric. That's a really, really, really good fastball right there by Perkins, and he just blew it right by Hunter Babe, the lefty.
Ty Beasley, 2 strikeouts on the game, 0 for 2. Not the best outing here for Beasley. He's looking to recover here. And he hits this one sharply. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. Down the left field line. Heading over to third is Pomeroy, and he'll get there standing up. Beasley heads to second. And so after 2 strikeouts on the day, a stand-up double for Ty Beasley. We've got runners on second and third.
Yeah, I really thought Mitchell Pomeroy there could have scored. I thought Hobbs really could have sent him. That ball was still in the deep left field corner, and Pomeroy was about to round third. I thought he could have sent him. I'm surprised how Hobbs didn't send him, but maybe Hobbs is kind of laying back, letting his foot off the gas, maybe let the Pipeliners get a little time to breathe here.
Yeah, give us some time to breathe here as well. Thankfully, that run didn't score. We'd be updating the scoreboard as As it stands, though, 12-0 the score. We got runners on second and third here for Isaac Bonner. Big cut and a miss there. He's put down on one knee by Perkins. What a pitch.
That slider was filthy. That had the latest break I've ever seen on a slider, and that had him kind of fumbling and shaking in his knees there, but that was a really good pitch by Perkins, setting him up early ahead in the count.
And Perkins can continue to change the eye level of these Corn Belt League hitters as Bonner rips this one into center field. He'll score one. Coming around third is 2 runs for the Corn Belt League, so it's 14-0 now. Pomeroy scores. Ty Beasley scores after the stand-up double. So Bonner able to rip this one up to center field for a single. I mean, at this point, we don't know who we're picking for player of the game.
Right. I mean, everyone's been able to contribute. I mean, this is going to be tough on us for player of the game here. Everyone has hit. Everyone has scored. Aaron Madden. Right now, my pick would be Aaron Madden, though.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Madden has been absolutely dealing on the other side of the mound here for the Corn Belt League. As there's a first pitch strike there for Perkins. Perkins has done really well with the ball movement, changing the eye level of these Corn Belt League hitters. You see him go down and away with a dirty slider there to Bonner the last at bat, and then attack him again with a high fastball that Bonner was really sitting on. I mean, if he was a little bit lower there, as this one is lifted deep into right center, but it's a little bit too high, and getting under it there and flying out for the end of the inning there is Nick Carlson. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Corn Belt leads 14-0 against McPherson Pipeliners. We are back here, top of the 4th, coming up for the Pipeliners. And it'll be an interesting one here. See how they attack this one against Aaron Madden, who's been dealing today. 6 strikeouts on the day. No runs given up. Only 1 hit. Just a truly dominant showing. 41 pitches thrown through 3 innings. Averaging around 12, 13 pitches an inning. So I should say 14 pitches an inning. 13 to 14. As this first pitch is laced up the middle. And it'll get through the gap to center field. So a leadoff single there for Austin Bryant. Second hit of the day for the Pipeliners.
Aaron Madden left one over the plate, and he did a really good job of getting his bat through the zone. Good discipline right there. Was able to sit back on it, explode through the ball. Nice hands, nice soft hands, allowing the ball to travel to the bat to the ball, and he was able to get the bat plane perfectly up the middle for a nice line drive right up the middle.
Yeah, and Aaron Madden loves throwing the first pitch strike, but you got to realize now the Pipeliner hitters know they're going to jump on those. As there's another swing there on the first pitch, and it'll go low and outside, but the swing is through for 0-1.
That changeup almost was like a changeup slider. Like, I don't know what he's putting on his rotation there, but that's a filthy pitch.
Madden lines up here, the 0-1. Swing and a miss there for 0-2, and that one was in the dirt. What a pitch there from Madden.
The 2 pitchers we've seen on the mound, the Easton Perkins and Aaron Madden, have had some filthy pitches. They've had some late breaks, some nice rotation, great arm angles. If you're a pitcher's fan, which I know I am, this is great to see.
Now the 0-2, looking to put him away in 3 pitches. This one just outside. And it looks like they got him. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize. I thought the umpire stood up. And there's strike 3. So late call there from the umpire, but that'll send Boyer down First out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a late call right there from the umpire. He didn't know if he should call that a strike. That was a little bit outside, but he gave it to him.
So strikeout looking, 7th strikeout of the game for Aaron Madden. Yeah, the umpire didn't make that one a scene. Usually on strikeouts looking, the umpires love to make that one a scene, but just a late call there, and Madden with his 7th strikeout of the day.
And Madden is dealing.
Another pitch in there for 1-1.
Hobbs was telling us on the bus that he wasn't expecting Madden to go more than like 2 2 2/3, but Madden's going well into the 4th inning here.
Yeah, and he looks very comfortable. He's thrown under 50 pitches. As that one just low. So we're sitting at 2-1 the count.
Yep.
This is Lucas Corner up to bat. The first baseman. Cut and a miss there from Corner, so it's 2-2.
Yeah, if you're Madden here, I mean, what do you do? I mean, you've been able to work everything here. Your curveball looks good, your slider looks good, your changeup looks good, your fastball's electric. Take your pick your poison.
I'm going to guess changeup here after 2 straight fastballs, and there it is, changeup. Gets him swinging. Another strikeout there. That's the 8th strikeout of the game for Aaron Madden. Absolutely incredible performance Aaron Madden has put out on the mound. 8 strikeouts in just 45 pitches.
That was a good call right there, Arnav. That was a good prediction right there. You were almost reading into the mind of me, the pitcher. That was really impressive right there. But Aaron Madden, he's been dealing. This is really impressive.
That one just low for a 1-0. Yeah, after a summer of broadcasting baseball and obviously working at the state baseball tournament, it was my first real true experience with broadcasting baseball, slowly picking up on tendencies here from pitchers. 49 pitches the count here, now 50 after another ball low. 8 strikeouts for Madden, an absolutely incredible showing.
I mean, yeah, this summer you've worked with 3 pitchers, me, Jaden Taylor, and Max Coughlin. So you've had the pitcher knowledge, and you've been able to see and work with some pretty cool pitchers.
Runner on first, fakes to go, just throw at Madden off, but it's inside there for 3-0. This is Drew Stanton, the right fielder, up to bat now. He's got Austin Bryant on first, unable to do much after that single. He's been trying to get to second here, faking a steal, but it's a 4-pitch walk there for Madden, and so runners on first and second. This is the first runner in scoring position of the game for the Pipeliners.
Yeah, I mean, that was was that Madden's first walk of the game?
Yes, it was.
That's pretty impressive. 8 Ks and 1 walk. I mean, Madden's been dealing, but you don't want to let that walk get in your head. The Pipeliners have runners on first and second, so slow your game down. Trust your stuff. You've been able to deal all game. Just go back to what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's Justice Tate, the center fielder, up to bat now. Big cut and a miss for 0-1, and yeah, Madden just got to get right back at it. We saw him do it in the first inning after giving up a leadoff single. Went back, strikeout, pop out to end the inning. So just got to rear back, focus in, and try and get to the end of this inning. We're going to assume he's going to get pulled here. They want to keep his pitch count low, have him fresh for the playoffs because he's a pitcher that can deal against a really good team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're Madden, everything works around your fastball. You build your curveball around your fastball. You work everything around that fastball that is so electric.
Madden lines up the 1-1 here. And pitch hitting that low corner for 1-2. And just like you said, that fastball, he paints that so well just on that low corner. And Tate could do nothing about that. You know, he's just looking at it, thinking it's going out, and it just runs back in.
It froze him. And Aaron Madden, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a changeup here.
And there it is, changeup just high, though. 2-2 the count.
It's like I'm almost reading into the mind of Aaron Madden here. You know, pitchers think alike.
Maybe just something after being on a bus with him for 5 hours. I don't think I said a word to him, but just something about the air.
We all are breathing that baseball air.
2-2 now. Big swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout. 9th strikeout of the game. That'll be the end of the top of the 4th inning. No runs on 1 hit there for the Pipeliners. They're down 14-0. Bottom of the 4th coming up for the Corn Belt League. We're going to see a couple of guys here. Top of the lineup coming up. Danny Spongberg, James Grease, and Jackson Horn back at it for the Corn Belt League All-Stars when we return. And we are back here. Danny Spongberg, top of the lineup coming up for the Corn Belt League. And Spongberg last time up reached on a single to left field, but then was held up there. First pitch from Perkins. Good curveball, but just high.
That looked like a really good curveball right there. The release point looked good. The umpire didn't give him that high zone. I've been really impressed with this young man on the mound today.
Yeah, Perkins has been absolutely dealing, and for a player as young as he is, just coming into his sophomore year in high school, you're going to expect he's going to be a great pitcher for that varsity team in El Dorado. Just really establishing himself. He did it with the El Dorado Post 81 during Legion Ball during the summer. He's doing it now with this McPherson Pipeliners team as Spongberg lifts this one to the second baseman and unable to make the play. And so safe at first will be Spongberg.
That right there is how Danny Spongberg showcases his speed. I mean, that was a routine play, and the fielder fielded it cleanly and everything, but Danny Spongberg just flies down the line. He puts a lot of pressure on these fielders. These fielders, they get the ground ball. They pretty much have to make a quick glove-to-hand transition to throw him out, but Danny, he forces, and he takes off right here, and the catcher just allows him to steal.
Yeah, can't do anything about that one. So after the infield hit, Spongberg takes second on a stolen base. Finally getting that stolen base. Extends his stolen base streak, including Corn Belt League games, to 11 games now. Danny Spongberg has a stolen base.
That's crazy.
Good take there from Grease. It's 2-0.
Yeah, this Corn Belt team is pretty stacked from 1 to 27. This is a very exciting team to watch.
Grease has yet to record a hit today. A pop out, reach on a walk, and reach on a strikeout. This one, sliding catch made by the left fielder. Boyer, what a great catch that is. Really helping out Perkins behind on the mound, and Spongberg retreats to second base.
That was a really nice play right there by the left fielder. Really good job of concentrating on that ball, taking a nice route to it. A really efficient slide. Sometimes you get those players that'll slide out and contort their body to get that ball, but that was a nice smooth slide right in the glove, able to pop up. Because Spongberg could have tagged on there with his speed, but that was a good job of getting that ball back in play. Really nice play.
Yeah, really intelligent play there by Boyer. First time we said his name all night. Making the catch, sliding catch there in left field. That'll bring up the shortstop, Jackson Horn. Runner on second, one away. And 0-1 the count is against Horn now. And Perkins has been doing really well here. Big swing there, 0-2 the count.
There's a runner on first. Did that ball drop?
That may have. We thought it was.
We thought that ball was a catch.
Yeah, we thought that was a catch, but it seems like there's no outs here. So yeah. So they're saying it's a drop here, so it's no outs. And I've got to fix my scorebook here.
That's our fault. We thought that ball was caught. It looked like it was caught because the way he threw that ball in and the way he reacted to that, it looked like it was caught.
Yeah, instead it's runner on first and second here. And 1-2 the count is against Jackson Horn, the shortstop. So now 2 on, no outs for Jackson Horn. So Perkins working against Horn here. 1-2 the count is. And Horn lifts this one to center field. Spongberg retreats and won't tag up. That's a interesting call there from Spongberg. Usually, especially on those plays where it looks like the center fielder makes the catch, Spongberg's running, but this time he'll hold up for the first out of the inning. Finally getting that out is Jackson Horn.
If that ball was hit a little deeper, I'd say send Spongberg, but that ball wasn't quite hit deep enough. With his speed, he probably could have made it, but, I mean, that's kind of a safe play right there. You most likely will score a run this inning, but, I mean, Hobbs is playing it safe.
So I got a new hitter up, and the throw down to third is unable to get there, and Spongberg's going to go home after a misplay by the third baseman. Spongberg scores, stolen base, and then an error throw by the catcher. Moves Grease to third. Jackson Horn obviously with the fly out to center. And now pinch hitting is number 31, Spencer Crane from the Black Sox. Really just the power hitter that everyone needs. He'll probably step in there at right field for the next half inning as well for Brennan Anderson.
Yeah, that was a really, really good jump throw right there by Danny Spongberg, forcing the catcher to make an error throw, allowing the run to score, making it a 15-0 ball game. I believe the run rule here in this summer ball showdown is 15 after 5.
Yeah, that is correct. 15 after 5 and 10 after 7. As that one is up and in on Spencer Crane, so 2-0 the count. Crane, power hitter, designated hitter for the Black Sox, the Omaha Black Sox during the summer. Counts now 2-1. This one lifted high towards the shortstop, calling for it. There's Chard and missing it. Unable to read the ball. There's Chard and going home is James Grease.
That was just an unfortunate misplay right there by the shortstop. I think he lost that one in the lights. That ball was hit a mile high. That ball was hit to the moon. You almost wonder if he lost that one in the lights, which is unfortunate misplay right there, which allows another run for the Corn Belt League, making it a 16-0 ball game.
16-0 here. Crane's on second. Number 38 is up here for the Corn Belt League. That's Trace Mahacek. We talked about it a lot. The guys love to pick on Trace, and he's here now to prove a point. He'll probably step in for Mitchell Pomeroy at first base.
Let's see if Trace Mahacek right here, you know, the team's been picking on him. Let's see if he can maybe let out some of that anger and see if he can just unload onto one. Which
he lifts this one into left field, but it looks like the left fielder is under it, and that's Boyer making the catch. Good contact, really pieced up Perkins there, and Perkins has been dealing pretty well here. He's gotten a hit on a few times, but obviously with his age, playing against the players he's playing right now, Perkins is really putting out a good showing for himself.
And I mean, that's the key. I've been really impressed with Easton Perkins out on the mound. He's been dealing and he's been getting some ground balls, some plays out there, but his defense hasn't been able to back it up. But let's not defeat that from the purpose that he has been dealing out there.
Yeah.
He's been throwing strikes. He's been doing his thing. He's been doing what he's been called on to do.
Yeah, really strong outing here from Perkins. And if you're looking ahead, I mean, got one more game for the Pipeliners, but we're expecting to not see him there. We're going to expect them to rotate out the pitchers. But looking ahead, whenever high school fall season starts, or if you're going to play in the high school spring season, Perkins is really making a strong case for himself to become the number one here for El Dorado. This one ripped to the right field from Hunter Babe.
That ball was hit about 1,000,000 miles an hour off the bat right there. And if you're the first base, Sonny's got to watch out over there. That ball came right at him. You got to have a quick reaction time over there, Sonny.
Black Sox head coach, now the assistant coach for this Omaha team, and Sonny Sonnegal, and what a great coach he is. What a great personality to be around. He was saying that he wanted to be mic'd up for a game, but without a tech person here to do it, I don't think we'll be getting that done, but he's a great person to be around, Sonny is. Just a really fun guy, and he asked us to help him out with some technology too, so we'll be helping him out here sometime. So expect some really good hit tweets from Sonny Sonnegal coming soon. As lifting this one into shallow left center there, and running under it there is Boyer to make the catch. So Hunter Babe will head out back to the dugout, and it will bring up the top of the fifth for the Pipeliners. They're down 16-0, just searching for a little bit of offense against Aaron Madden. We are back. New pitcher in for the Corn Belt League, number 20, Noah Wing. We saw him close out games for the champion Filth Ballers this year. I mean, really just one of those power pitchers. He'll blow by you with his speed. Only 9.2 innings pitched, giving up 6 hits, a 3.76 ERA, but a little bit higher because he is in that closer spot. 1 run given up here, not the worst, not the end of the world here if you're the Corn Belt League. And so Noah Wing looks to get set here. Aaron Madden, 4 innings pitched, 59 pitches, only giving up 2 hits, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. What an outing it was for Aaron Madden.
Yeah, he came in and did exactly what he needed to do. Gave us 4 innings of no-run ball and saved his arm for later in the tournament, which is key. That's exactly what Coach Hobbs was looking for him to do, and now he's got his closer in there. And, yeah, he has electric stuff. This isn't a close situation since we're up by 16, but he's just going in there probably to save the run rule.
Yeah, 0-2 the count is now. This is Connor Poor, last time up, struck out. But who didn't strike out against Aaron Madden here? As there's another strikeout for Connor Poor on the day. First strikeout of the day for Noah Wing. And that'll bring up Nathan Boer with 2 outs left. Corn Belt League looking to put this one away early.
Yeah, 3 pitches, 3 outs. That was really electric stuff right there. Froze him, got the backwards K right there for Noah Wing. Pretty dominant stuff right there. Really solidified himself. 3 straight fastballs, too. He didn't give him any breaking balls.
First pitch, outside corner. Great pitch there from Noah Wing. Painting the corner with the fastball for strike 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if Noah Wing with that electric fastball, which gets about over 90 degrees, to just go all fastballs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. There's another one straight down the middle, and just looking at it is Nathan Boer.
This heat is too much to handle for these pipeliner hitters. They don't know how to react. I don't think they've seen heat quite like this, and it almost has a rising action to his fastball. So this is something completely new for these pipeliner hitters.
And there it is, strikeout looking, 2 consecutive strikeouts for Noah Wing. Now bring up top of the order, and Bryce Flax, he's reached base twice. He's yet to be put out at the plate, so Noah Wing looks to do it here and close out the game.
I said earlier how we might see all fastballs this inning. So far, it's been true. 6 pitches, 2 outs. He's on track for an immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 3 outs. Let's see if he can get it 3 straight fastballs. I'm calling it right now, Arnav.
We'll see what Wing decides to go. Fastball number 1 is a strike. 2 more pitches for Noah Wing, looking for that immaculate inning. I shouldn't say it, but here I am talking about it.
Commentator's curse. Let's hope it doesn't. Knock on wood.
0-1. Fastball outside corner, 0-2. 1 more strike for the Corn Belt League to put this game away. They lead 16-0, top of the 5th, with 2 outs. Count is 0-2 for Noah Wing. 8 pitches so far in the inning. Make it 9. And this one's a foul ball and just out of reach is that immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 1 more strike needed.
I mean, I'm still going to consider this an immaculate inning. I mean, he's dealing. I mean, he's blowing these balls right by these pipeliner hitters. That ball, he was late on that one, and you can tell that was a very, 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 very last-second swing, and he was just able to get a piece of that to break up the immaculate inning. We knocked on wood, but apparently the wood did not bring us the luck back.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Noah Wing. Just needed to place that one a little bit lower, and he would have got him. So Noah Wing rears back again. 0-2, still the count. Still has yet to throw a ball in the inning. First batter was Connor Poor, 3 strikes. Second batter, Nathan Boer, 3 strikes. 3 strikes, another foul ball. Way to stay alive there, Bryce Flax.
Bryce Flax, man, he got behind in the count. He's still behind in the count, but that one he was ahead on, which you almost want to think that he had 2 hitters ahead of him. He was able to get his timing. So let's see if maybe he can poke one out there. He was late, and now he's ahead. Let's see if he can figure it out and poke one to center.
So now the 0-2, Noah Wing puts this one outside, gets him swinging, and there's the game, 16-0. The final score after 5 innings. The Corn Belt League All-Stars prove their dominance, 16-0. The final score it is. They'll head to tomorrow's game against the Midwest Moves with a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum riding. We'll head to a quick break here. We'll recap the game when we return, as well as have an interview with our player of the game, who is Aaron Madden. On the day, 4 innings pitched, 60 pitches. We'll talk to him after the break. Thank you guys for tuning in. Come back for our interview with Aaron Madden, and then we'll send you off for good night. But make sure to join us here when we talk to Aaron Madden. So that'll be here from Genesis Health Club Field here in Wichita, Kansas. Unfortunately, we can't get Aaron Madden up here in the press box for post-game. However, we will have his post-game interview posted on the Corn Belt League Twitter, Instagram, and possibly even the YouTube channel for tonight. That'll be all from here in the booth. My name is Arnav Pokhrel. Joining me in the booth tonight was Ethan McCormick. We'll be back at it again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Your Corn Belt League All-Stars will be taking on the Midwest Moose of KCLB. We'll have you then. Hope to see you guys then, and have a great night.